continue fixing up the rest of the stream. But everybody's live now, so talk amongst yourselves. Don't say anything too offensive. I always say that, and then I like.
Put my pants on.
I always say that, and then I like retroactively get really scared that somebody's gonna say something actually offensive. So like, why do I even bring it up?
The thing about
guys, listen, I didn't want to have to get political, but airplane food, yay or nay?
Look, I don't want to be one of those conspiracy theorists, but Africa is not a real country.
I've never been there.
Right? Has anyone ever been there?
I've never seen it on a map.
How do we know it exists?
Yeah, Africa's not a real country. It's not a country, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what? This is a conspiracy theory I can get behind.
I'm not sure if Zach's the only one who got it, or
No, I got it from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think most flat earthers aren't extreme enough. What's the southern hemisphere now?
Yeah, South America.
The Earth is a donut on the back of a turtle dancing on a stripper pole. All right.
Why are we?
That explains the rotation of the sun.
Why are we
slowly
called
rotating because it's a turtle? Can't go very fast.
True.
Has to be slow. Buy it.
The real question I have for you guys is, have you ever seen the subreddit New Zealand, like maps without New Zealand? Have you ever heard of this?
No, that's a very specific subreddit.
Well,
I feel.
Yeah,
but the thing is
The
that
title scares me.
the thing is that it happens way more often
What did
than
New
you would.
Zealand ever do to you?
It happens way more often than you would ever think. Like it's
Oh,
literally
really?
an entire subreddit of just maps that just didn't have New Zealand on them for no reason. Oh, that's right. I gotta start making sure that there's no actual music in here. Okay.
Well,
so-
I do love, like I can't remember what the actual word of the map is, but it's just supposed to like place the world in its entirety in a flatness, but it doesn't like accurately show the actual size difference of different places. Like the fact that Alaska is like almost as big as half the continental US.
Oh yeah, dude, it's huge. It's like people don't realize how big. So, like Texas is way bigger than people think it is. Alrighty, that's it. Everything's all good and ready to go. We got the streams up. Everybody is in nice little boxes. I've got some pictures of characters in various forms, various amounts of resolution on the screen.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
gotta love it.
Alrighty, and let me get a piece of scratch paper so that I can have a place to write down events as they occur.
You'll probably need two. There's going to be a lot of fuckery.
As they
Well, I mean, I hope by that you don't mean. All right, so my turn's gonna take about 5 minutes, guys, because I have to figure out the prime number.
I'm going to use my sacred geometry feat to try to get a prime number with 3d6s.
Hey guys, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Down for a sec.
Yes, pineapple does belong on pizza.
Yes.
Anybody else have any opinions on that?
I say yes.
Wow, we have 3 yeses. That's a majority almost.
Oh my God, why are all of these notebooks filled with discarded YouTube ideas? All right, there we go.
Hey, no.
In my
I
opinion,
also agree about the pineapple thing. Like,
I just think that
Get off my pizza.
I just think that in general, when you think about it, like fruit goes on a lot of things that are savory. Why not pizza? All right, so I guess
look. In my opinion, y'all are not radical enough. You can put anything you want on a pizza.
you can put anything you want on a pizza. Just
Personally,
human ears.
I like strawberries on my pizza. All right, that's just me.
Better than pineapple.
Better than pineapple.
Strawberries with some spinach.
Think Connor. Think margarita pizza, but add strawberries.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Strawberries and cream.
oil base, vinaigrette over the top of it. I'm thinking that would be actually quite good.
Yeah, little red onion to balance out the sweetness of the
Red onion.
the
Sesame,
Strawberry?
a little bit of sesame seed over it.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you can put anything you fucking want on a pizza. Do not be limited.
Does everybody have Fred mode at a good volume? Want to just make sure everybody's good before we
Dear
start?
God, my ears are bleeding.
I'm ready to begin court.
All right. Alrighty.
This is when Duncan reveals that he's tricked us into an Ace Attorney Phoenix right in the Pathfinder setting.
All right, guys.
Oh god.
You find the five
You're
of
lawyers on your first case.
the five of you are new lawyers working together on your first case. It's your good childhood friend Larry Butts.
Very much.
Disconnect.
All right,
There's something
so
about-
we can start now. If you would just each person, as I say your name, give your name, your character name, their class, and their race, so that everybody can kind of get a good idea of who they're dealing with. That's about it, though. No, we don't need any no backstory or anything like that. Just a basic idea of
My parents were killed 20 years ago.
the visual of your character for now. All right, Connor, if you would be so kind as well, Connor. I think Connor's looking up his character. So, Drake, if you would be so
What?
kind. Oh, so I thought you were pulling up your sheet. Sorry. So, anyways, as I was saying,
I
Zach,
guarantee that shit was finished yesterday.
Zach, if you will be so kind, please
Dylan,
begin.
you have the floor.
Yeah.
Zach, please begin.
Zach, okay. All right. I'm playing Gartham the Savior. Not that he really likes that sub-name thing. He is a half-orc blood rager.
All right, awesome. And then to your left, right next to you, if you're looking at the screen from in front of you, is our good friend Connor. Go ahead and tell us your character and who they are.
Greetings and salutations. I am Ka. That's with
Oh, you
two
did go with
A's.
it. Yes. Oh, yes.
Like the snake from the Jungle Book. I am a Vishkanya, which I'm a humanoid. I'm a Vishkanya mesmerist, so I'm a humanoid, but I have, slightly scaled green skin, some very hypnotic golden eyes, and yeah,
And a mesmerist, right?
mesmerist indeed.
All right.
What race were you again? Sorry?
Vishkanya. It's a snake race.
Zach.
Oh, Zach's a half.
Snaky boy.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, and to your immediate down right is my brother Drake. Drake, go ahead. Drake, you're muted.
Oh, his audio's not mute. His
He's
audio's not
playing a
working.
mute
Sorry.
character.
Yeah, wow.
So he's playing a mute, everybody.
No verbal component.
Interesting character
We don't
choice.
need verbal component.
Hello everybody. I'm Drake. I'm playing a character named Jaden. He's a halfling samurai, very defensive. Yes.
Radical,
So-
interesting choice.
He's got copper hair and green eyes. It kind of went with like a mix of Ireland and samurai. So
All right, and last but certainly not last,
What
Ian.
Ian's always wanted to be.
Ian, tell us your character. And
What about Dylan?
I said last.
No,
and,
you're last.
I said last and certainly not last. So
I'm just
Oh,
here to
okay.
observe.
on the far right of the screen, Ian, tell us your name and your character.
My name is Silas Alhadrira. I am an ancient elven arcanist. I've got a bit of a hunch. The tremors have just started, but I can still cast my spells, don't you worry. And, yeah. That's it for now.
Said elf arcanist.
Yes.
All right, and then least and least.
I might be a geriatric, but it doesn't mean I can't fight.
Least and least. Dylan, go ahead.
Who? Me? Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Gareth Pinoda. I'm a half-orc brawler. My alignment, I'm not going to say right now. You guys will have to find out. I'm buying time while I scroll down to find my... I have gray skin, white hair, and red eyes. I'm 6 foot. My weight is 230,
Aren't you?
25.
It sounds like
Enjoy
me.
Long walks on the beach.
my
Why
my
does this sound like me,
Medium-sized.
Dylan?
my blood type is B positive.
I didn't write that, but sure.
So just to go back over it, we've got
So we have two half orcs named Gareth and Gartham.
Yeah, right. As soon as I heard you, I was like, oh, good.
Garth and Gareth. So just to go back down through the list, on the left we've got Ka, the Vishkanya Mesmerist, played by Connor. We've got Gareth Panada, the half-orc brawler, played by Dylan. We've got Silas O'Hadrian, the elf arcanist, played by Ian. We've got Gartham, the half-orc blood rager, played by Zach. And finally we got Jaden, the halfling samurai, played by Drake. And I am Sir Duncan, and I am going to be attempting to GM tonight's session. Previous games that we've played on here have been Call of Cthulhu, with which Connor, Zach, and I are very familiar. Tonight is Pathfinder, which is something that Ian is most proficient with, and that Dylan and Drake have not played a lot of. So different people going to be sort of taking the reins here, I think, hopefully, seeing some different gameplay. And we're going to be playing an adventure path. However, this adventure path is a really, really, really good self-contained Call of Cthulhu styled adventure. There are some sanity mechanics, but they're not super present in this one, so we can go over those when we come to them. They're not on your character sheets. You'll sort of just record it on like the right. Like you'll have a pool of sanity, and if you lose it, you'll have different effects happen to you, as opposed to it being one of your major stats, like in Call of Cthulhu. So, the next thing...
If I could say something real quick.
What? You're interrupting my monologue.
Adria.
Oh, whatever. I don't care.
I mean...
It's too late
come
now.
on, you just met the man. You're going to mispronounce his name?
So anyways,
No,
we've got...
no.
Anyway, we've got Silvis O'Hadrian, and of course...
Silvis O'Reilly!
we got our good friend Pat O'Malley over here, the elf arcanist. Really great guy, you know, don't you think? But
Twisted on its head. All dwarves are British and all elves are Scottish.
as everybody knows. But anyways, so it is now time to begin the adventure. I will say this: I'm going to be doing my best to figure out the positioning. Unfortunately, we don't have a map really to play with today, so we're not going to be doing much in terms of looking at actual maps and moving our characters around them. So I just ask that you guys place your trust in me and where you guys are in relation to enemies and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Theater of the mind.
Thanks, Dylan. And so we begin. All around is a wall of sickly yellow fog, tumbling through the alley's canyon of crumbling gray brick walls like some jaundiced flash flood. Ahead, the unfamiliar alley splits, curving to the left and right. Behind, from the silent swell of mist, emanates the sound of footsteps, slow, but somehow keeping pace with the careening, hungry wave. Everybody needs to roll for initiative.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So, Dylan, that's a D20.
No.
D20 plus your dex mod would be initiative. This is how we determine who goes first in each round.
Also, Duncan, if you need any clarification, I have my player's handbook here, just for a...
Zach, how much?
Obviously...
8.
8 for Zach. All right. Connor, what did you get?
Hang on, I had to get my dice out.
Gotcha.
3.
7.
You guys weren't prepared for that.
2, 9.
9 for Connor. All right.
Yes.
Ian?
19.
Dylan, what did you get?
3.
And Drake?
18.
All right, Connor, Ian with a 19. What do you want to do? The alley splits ahead of you, to the left and the right. You see nothing around you but sickly yellow fog, and you hear the sound of footsteps growing closer behind you.
Okay. So I hear footsteps.
Hey, I need an answer now. You got 20 seconds. Give me an action.
I'm just saying, so I'm at a T intersection in an alley. There's
T intersection, footsteps behind you. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to cast protection from evil on myself, and then try to just run the fuck left. My movement speed is only 20 feet, so...
All right, so we don't really do. Is your class like we don't really care about if whether or not you have the items on you, but is your class a class that uses items when spellcasting?
The Arcanist is a mix between the wizard and the sorcerer. So it has a spell book and like studies the arcane implement, but it has the natural spellcasting ability to ignore the component cost for anything that isn't, like a revivify spell that costs like a 500
All right.
gold worth
So
diamond.
so
Yeah,
you did my chase music stop?
a little bit. Yeah.
Why did it stop?
Come on,
guys.
Franco.
Wait a sec. I want to. No. It's fine. I want to make sure that I have something playing for this whole sequence. So I'm gonna pause for a moment here. Sorry, guys.
Creature stops as a jukebox, stutters out for a second, and then hits the
Yeah.
side of it, and the music turns back
Yeah,
on, and it resumes chasing you.
The mist suddenly goes. Oh wait, guys. Sorry. Hold on a sec. The music's not playing correctly.
I gotta reset my siren skin. Hold on.
Okay. So Ian, you were able
That's
to.
okay, Mist.
You were able to cast protection on yourself, protection from evil. But unfortunately, unlike when you normally cast something like protection from evil, you don't feel very protected. If anything, mumbling the words makes you feel a little scared. It worked. Your spell worked. It didn't misfire or anything like that, but it hasn't given you that same... It's like a nagging feeling in the back of your mind that maybe this hasn't helped as much as it normally would.
It gave me a heebie-jeebie.
Like, yeah, exactly. And you look at yourself and you're like, it still worked. Like, I know it worked, but what if it didn't? What if it isn't? Nope.
Can I real
that is
quick
your
roll a
turn.
knowledge
Nope.
arcane?
That is
No?
your
Okay.
turn. Drake, what do you
All right,
do?
all right.
Drake, you are at a T intersection. There's nothing around you. It's sickly yellow fog. In the distance, you hear a faint shouting as if someone is calling for help, casting a spell, you can't tell, but behind you, the sound of footsteps.
I draw my shield. And
Your shield? What shield?
Never mind.
What shield? Do you have a shield? You reach for
thought
your
I did.
back where your shield normally sits, but there's nothing there. You pat your body down, but you're wearing just the clothes on your back. Where are your items? Dazed and confused, what do you do now that you know your shield is no longer on your person?
I have a panic attack as a bonus action.
I cautiously move forward at a brisk pace.
So you begin to sort of like run forward, like just like taking steps. And behind you, you hear those steps sort of start to move a little faster as well. Connor, before you, a T intersection. In the distance, sound of running footsteps. The cry of someone calling out for help, perhaps, and behind you, slow, plodding steps.
So the fog. How would you characterize its impairment to my vision?
I'd say that you can only really see about 10, 15 feet in front of you, but like as you look around, it like changes. Like as you turn to the right, suddenly it becomes impenetrable. You turn back to the left and it feels like you can see for a mile. But then when you blink, it's like the fog's impenetrable again. It's always changing, ever changing. It's hard to really see anything.
Okay. Interesting. Well, good question. What do I do? I guess I turn in the direction of the slow plodding footsteps and I attempt to I guess I make an attempt at a perception check.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Take a roll.
18 plus 9 is 27.
You see a silhouette. It's somehow right in front of you, but also 30 steps back. And you see it walking towards you. But you can't make out any of the distinct features. The mist is somehow altering your perception in a way that, as far as you're aware, you haven't ever actually experienced before. All right. Dre, next up is Zach. Come on, Zach. I need an
I
action.
assume I don't have my greatsword.
Well, Zach, you can choose 3 items from your list that you have on you right now.
Okay. My greatsword, my breastplate, and those are literally the only 2 items I picked, so I'll have those 2. Do I see the other player characters around?
You're at a T intersection. In the distance, you hear footsteps. Running, walking, it's hard to tell. You hear a shout, as if someone is crying for help, or maybe casting a spell. It's hard to tell. The mist even obscures your hearing.
Okay. I say to myself, oh, the footsteps are new for these. Okay, I walk towards where I think this footsteps are coming from.
All right, you also turn and walk towards it. Dylan, from right next to you, you hear a voice, and it says whatever Zach just said. I've already forgotten, but it sounds as if it's right in your ear, as if it's right next to you. What do you do?
That's all I hear. I don't see the smoke.
Well,
or
you see
hear the footsteps.
you see everything else, but I mean, do you want me to describe?
Okay.
You see a T intersection in the distance. You hear footsteps. It sounds like someone crying for help, or perhaps casting a spell. A yellow mist. Plodding footsteps. Ominous.
Okay. I am going to charge towards the plodding footsteps.
Very well. You charge into the mist. It seems to break as you run through it. As you all take the actions that you've taken, you see the alley wall sag, battered bricks slumping over the path, nearly blotting out the bruised twilight sky. Ahead, the grimy cobblestone path splits once again. This time, one route curves uphill, while the other recklessly descends. Behind, the yellow fog grows ever closer, as if getting close to you. For those of you who are chasing after the plodding footsteps, you hear them louder, but they still sound far away, as if their volume has increased, but the distance has not decreased. Again, quickly, within 10-15 seconds, I need actions from each of you. Ian, what do you do?
I would like to. Okay, I'm going to continue moving my 20 feet. I'm going to cast light inside the little lantern that hangs from my staff, and then try to roll maybe just like a basic Arcana check to see if I know anything that, like, if I can identify anything that's going on.
Go ahead. By all means.
19 plus 8, 27.
Sounds
Do I have
good.
any inkling about any of this?
You light your lantern, and it briefly illuminates the area, and you see cobblestone paths slick as if some sort of dark liquid has stained them. Along the walls, bricks. But it's just the same of what you've been seeing. Nothing, the light hasn't illuminated anything. And then in a moment, it's like the fog closes back in. And the light, though it's still in the lantern, it no longer illuminates past it. Your Arcana check, you have no
27.
idea. You have no idea.
Really? Nothing?
You've got
Okay.
no idea, because this isn't Arcana.
Okay.
It's just
all right.
it's a fog. It's a mysterious fog. You have no idea.
Well,
where
I want to
it comes
check
from.
it. I want to check if it's anything magical first. I
Yep.
just keep booking it left at my little old man hobbling speed.
I mean, perhaps it's magical, but you have no idea what kind of magic it would be, or even if it is truly magical. You just know it's not earthly.
Next turn is a knowledge planes check.
Drake. The mist parts. Mere steps behind. A mask of gray rags emerges. Strips of something fleshier than fabric, worming and constricting across a body that's almost human-like, but too lean and far too flexible. Gauzy gray ribbons reach out like tendrils, each grasping for less doubtful flesh to claim. You see a creature in front of you. You ran after the steps, and this is what you have found. Some sort of...
Away from the steps.
Oh, you ran away from the steps.
I bolted
Fuck.
as far as I could away from
Fuck. Never mind.
it. Sorry.
This thing is chasing you.
That's what you see it behind you as you run away.
I take a look behind me.
Sorry, I need to write down what everybody's doing better. Anyway, so what do you do once you've now seen that you're being chased by this mysterious figure?
I'm assuming that I'm going to be trying to do something to hide. But I don't see any building. Like, to me, it's just straight walls that I'm running next to, right?
Oh,
There's
it's walls, high walls. You don't see windows or doors, but there are breaks in the walls, but not big enough for you to get between.
Then I just continue going as fast as I can away from it.
You continue running. Connor, as you walk backwards, suddenly you stumble upon a figure. Tall.
When did I start walking backwards?
Because you started walking towards the figure, right?
I was looking to see if I could
Oh.
see anything, but I hadn't moved.
Connor hadn't moved. All right. Connor, what are you going to do on your next
Not
turn?
doing well with this, Duncan.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to start writing down what people did. I swore 3 of you did, but all right.
Well, like,
I mean,
so
there's a general sense of unease, but I have nothing that tells me that this is anything different than a normal foe that I could take on. So I pull my sword cane and I run the blade across my tongue to poison. And
Very
ready
well.
myself in preparation for its arrival.
Sounds good. All right. Now, I know Zach walked after the thing.
Yes, I did.
So I can say this. Zach, you happen upon a figure in the mist. You're walking, you're running, you're walking. It feels as though you're moving at different speeds. You're trying to walk or run or jog or move in some way, but it doesn't feel like you're moving the way you would normally move. And eventually you see a hulking figure in the mist. I'd say about 6 foot tall. You can't really make out the features, but it's large. It's very, very muscled.
Okay, I have my great sword. I say, "Oh, this is a new nightmare. I do like the change of pace, but I probably should be wrapping this up. So are you gonna eat me now, or can I attack?"
Wow.
Okay, I go to attack it.
What an eloquent barbarian.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
I dare say, this is another nightmare.
Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
Nice. My attack bonus. Non-nat 20.
Non-nat 20. Dylan, what's your armor
Yeah.
class?
That's what I figured.
From the mist charges another half orc, screaming and shouting in indecipherable tongues. The greatsword swings down at you. Does it hit?
What's our armor class is 14? Does that sound right?
Yes.
14 does.
The greatsword hits you in the shoulder.
All right, sorry. And I deal 9 damage. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Hey, are you okay? I'm so sorry. You're not. Do you know where we are?
I'm gonna punch you. So my turn, I'm gonna punch him.
Okay.
Dylan, you don't wear armor, right?
I have a leather thing, or a light armor thing.
Okay, all right.
So Dylan, on your turn, as I've described, a great sword, bam, and then an eloquent response, but he just cut into you. How do you respond?
I'm gonna use unarmed strikes to attack him.
Go ahead and
Brawler uses fist diplomacy.
What do I need to roll again?
just a d20
Okay. So 6.
plus then whatever your attack bonus is.
Right, so 10.
So a 10. Alrighty. I assume that does not hit your armor class, Zach.
Nope, mine is 17.
So your punches glance off of the armor worn by this other fellow that has just emerged from the mist. You two are the only things you can see or hear, and then all of a sudden, from behind you, there's like a whistling. And the mist parts to reveal a figure, clad in tatters, gray rags that sort of seem to swirl in the mist as if buoyed by some sort of unknown wind. And then, with a shrill shriek, just like that, very scary, very frightening, the arms of the creature come down in 2 swift strikes, one at you, Zach, and one at you, Dylan. Zach, does a 19 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
And Dylan, does a 23 hit your armor class?
Maybe.
And then I roll for
We
damage.
weren't supposed to run towards this thing.
Dylan, you take 15 points of damage. Which, knowing, since I already know your health, pretty sure it kills you.
I got ferocity though. Which
Fuck
means
yeah,
once
you
per
got
day,
ferocity.
If I go below 0, I'm not killed.
Sounds good. And
Did
Zach,
anyone take the orc atavism alternate orc trait?
and Zach,
no. Okay.
you take 18 points of damage.
I am at 2.
Very
Are
well.
we doing major wounds?
No. Don't worry too much.
Yeah, that's a me thing. That's not a typical Pathfinder thing.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yet.
It's all a dream.
Uh,
Okay.
Dylan, as you feel the claws rip into you, what is normally the ferocity that keeps you alive, it just doesn't seem to have that same effect as normal because I don't actually know what it does, but doesn't matter.
He stays alive at -0 for one more round.
For one more round. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and then I die.
You feel the claws rip into you, tearing through the clothing on your across your bare skin. It hurts more than any pain you've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Next up in the initiative order, Ian.
Oh God. There's just an old man hobbling with his cane down a hallway.
What are you doing as you continue to explore?
Well, I'm just going left as straight as I can. I heard running footsteps behind me. I only have a 20-foot movement speed, so I went 20. I went another 20. Gonna go another 20. Anything happening to me?
You find yourself suddenly. You were seeing the mist. It looked like you had plenty of space ahead of you, but suddenly, a brick wall, surrounded on all 3 sides.
Okay.
The mist begins to clear to reveal that there are 3 walls surrounding you right now.
I would like to roll a knowledge planes check just to figure out if I have any inkling about where I am.
Go ahead.
That is a 4 + 8, 12.
It is unclear if this is a true plane, but it
But
seems.
I'm definitely like not
But-
in a dream. Is this somewhere?
Well, it's
different.
Well, I would say that it's unlikely that it's a place that you are accustomed to, like the material plane.
Okay. All right. I'll
Whether or
take that.
whether or not that's a dream or hell or a different plane or space or wherever, it's unclear. With
I
your
can confirm it's not the material
you
plane.
can confirm
Take
it's
it.
not the material plane. Next
I
up-
will then just try to. I'll just try to cast light again on myself with the 3 walls. I'm assuming all I see is 3 walls, and I'll turn around to face behind me. That's my turn.
As you turn around and cast light, you hear like a grinding sound of like rock grinding against rock. And you see a 4th wall. All 4 sides.
I found it.
Wall,
I
wall,
found
wall,
the 4th wall.
wall, 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 wall. And as you
Yes.
look up,
Gotcha.
another wall. And as you look
Nobody
down,
puts Silas in a box.
and as you look down, another wall. All 6 sides of this cube have ceased to become pathways. They have become walls.
Well, shit. Okay.
Break, your go.
I can still see the thing chasing after me.
And it grows closer with every step you take. Oh, I should share a picture of this thing.
I mean, you don't have to.
No. I'd like you guys
Probably
to see.
okay.
I'd like you guys to see
Your
what it looks like.
description was wonderful enough. I can visualize it in my mind's eye.
Thanks, guys. If you do want it, though, I have it here.
My character is terrified.
My character's dead.
I have many, many years of arcane knowledge. This ain't magic. Don't know what plane I'm on. None of my spells are working, and I can only move 20 feet with the assistance of a cane.
So what do you?
So-
So Drake, what are you doing?
I don't have any weapons. I don't have any armor. So, like, the only thing that I can think of is more to just get away
Oh,
from
hey,
this
it's the guy in the
beast.
thumbnail.
So that's, to me, that's my goal. I'm not. How does like an unarmed attack work in Pathfinder compared to D&D?
It's a D4.
I know it's a D4.
It's a D4, yeah, and it's non-lethal.
I'm aware.
Unless you're a brawler.
I'm gonna keep running then.
And as you keep running, it just gets closer and closer until you can feel those rags lapping at your back. It seems impossible. It seems improbable. How could this thing be getting so close to you so quickly, if not by the use of some magics of which you are not aware? Connor.
Because I'm a halfling and my move speed
You are
is
very
20
tiny. Yeah, you're very
taller
tiny.
than me.
You're very tiny, yeah. It's actually just a normal guy, and he's like, wait, stop! You dropped your shield back here! Come back! You left it behind! I just tried to get it back to you! And all you hear is
Sir,
just like...
Sorry, your bus token.
Me doesn't know common, only knows halfling.
All
Oh,
right,
God.
Connor, you hear footsteps running towards you. Like a pitter-patter. And you hear a man shouting, wait, you dropped your bus token! In the distance, you hear howls of pain. You hear that, like, very close nearby, you hear the sound of someone casting spells. But it almost seems like coming towards you, you hear the pitter-patter of tiny feet running along the cobblestones.
And I hear it, but I can't. Seeing things is so integral to my character.
I know.
I guess not. I guess I would probably try to get out of the way. Try to not run into whatever's running my way, and I guess I would myself try to move towards the direction of whoever I hear casting spells.
Sounds good.
Hypnotic stare of the mist, Connor.
You begin running in the sound of someone casting spells, and you almost like the mist sort of parts, almost like, and you see a clearing, cobblestones in a circular pattern, and in the middle of a circular pattern, you see a small figure holding a lantern, surrounded by nothing, and yet they're looking around wildly. And the light, you can see that the lantern on the staff is illuminated by a light.
I call out to him. You there, wizard.
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 And I took offense to that.
We will get back to that when it comes back to Ian's turn. In the meantime, Zach, you have just seen something horrific. Claws from this creature's arms have slashed directly through both you and the man that you had just attacked. But as quick as those claws hit your flesh, it was like they were never there. And the creature and the figure vanished.
I kind of look around and say, these dreams aren't supposed to have other people in them. Just leave them alone. And I guess I look at the person. I guess I roll perception to see if I can see if the creature's anywhere. 15.
With your successful 15 perception, you can, now that you've seen this creature and you have felt its presence, you can tell that creature's everywhere. It's overwhelming. You feel that aura just around you. It almost makes you spin around thinking that it's behind you. But when you look around, there's nothing there but yellow mist.
If I can, then I fly into a rage as a free action and just run back towards the way I came.
And as you run away from the dying half-orc behind you, suddenly a hand grabs you by the ankle. So could you roll a counter CMD for me, please?
Right.
I love the idea of a character being like, I don't understand what's going on. I rage.
Or CM the combat bonus, because my defense is 16, and then I rolled 7 plus bonus of.
Oh wait.
5 of,
Ian, is your CMD just a static thing that I roll against?
CMD is the defense against
okay.
CMB, a grapple or something like
So,
that. Yeah.
Zach, what is your defense?
minus 16.
Minus 16? All right, well, I rolled above
Wait,
that.
whoa, what? No, what? That should never be a minus that.
No. He said his is a 16. He didn't say minus 16.
Oh,
He said
minus 16.
He said
And I
minus
was like,
16.
Whoa, Zach.
Zach, a claw right into your Achilles tendon. And then all of a sudden, as you are grappled, right in your back, 5 nails pierce right through your back, dealing 11 damage.
11.
There goes all my temporary HP. I'm unconscious. I'm a dying.
And as you
But you're still you're not unconscious. You're at 0. You're a half orc, motherfucker.
I
think that's ferocity that he took. I don't have that.
Every half orc should have the ferocity unless you chose something else.
I chose something else.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, my bad.
the claws pierce through your back, Dylan, from your place where you've been brutalized by this creature. You suddenly see the blood splatter against the wall. And it doesn't just splatter in some sort of odd pattern that, blood would normally spatter. Instead, it looks like the word me. And as you sort of fade away, you wonder, what could this mean? What could these words mean? This is your last action before you die.
Despicable. I knew it was minions.
It was minions all along. The yellow mist, it all makes sense.
I am going to. I look around and I don't see the enemy that attacked me. Right? It's gone now.
Well, it's like hovering over the now, like it's ripping apart the other half orc at this moment.
I'm gonna go over and punch it.
Go ahead.
I punched the ghost.
Roll. Go ahead and roll a d20.
I've never been more proud of a brawler.
17 plus 4, so 21.
You hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Holy shit!
Damages,
Monster
that's
Ghost.
a 6 plus 4, so that's a 10.
Wow, so you hit it for maximum damage. Your fist.
Let's kill the ghost.
You're just like vroom, 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 vroom.
Melee Donkey Kong wind up punch.
Oh yeah.
And you
Kapow.
punch the ghost right in the gut. Well, I say ghost, but that's just what everybody else has been calling it now. You punch the figure in the gut. It doesn't react like a human would react when punching the gut, but you've hit it, and it kind of like it looks up at you, the sort of sickly yellow rags hanging from its face. It just goes, and in that
I'm
instant,
gonna say,
oh well, go ahead.
gotcha.
and then you collapse backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly, Drake, Jaden, you see in front of you a body collapse from out of the mist. And as it hits the ground, it explodes into a pile of blood and gore and guts. And you see that the blood and gore actually spells something.
Stick.
Up and me. All right.
This is a Pixar movie.
Ian.
If when Connor and I meet, the blood spells fuck, I'm gonna be upset.
Fuck
alright?
you guys.
All I'm saying.
Fuck them up.
Fuck me up.
It says, "Step bro, help! I'm stuck in I'm stuck in the yellow mist. I need you to help me get saved." Ian, it is your turn. You are surrounded on all 6 sides by walls.
I'm still surrounded by the 6 walls.
6 walls.
Okay. I am going. So I, as a my elf has phase sight,
Mhm.
so I can at will detect magic all around me. So that's what I'm gonna do in a desperate attempt. Just kind of like look at every corner. I'm stuck in a cube. Can I sense magic in any area within 60 feet?
Go ahead.
That's it's a thing.
It's just a thing. All right, you do it.
Yeah, I have an at will ability. In like a cone. As I look around, do I sense magic within 60 feet of me?
I mean, it's hard for me to describe because it is sort of like magic, but it's not one of the types of magic that you're familiar with as an arcanist. You can't even really tell if it's really like actually magic or if it's just some sort of
So,
primeval.
Right? So it's not like arcane, it's not psychic, it's not divine, it's something else.
As far as I'm aware,
Okay.
it is something that you don't
at least-
recognize.
Would I at least ping it as something I can't comprehend, or does it just not show up?
It's something you can't comprehend. So like
Okay.
it still pings as potentially magic, but like it's not like it's like that same
A magic
uneasy.
beyond my knowledge.
It's that kind of uneasy feeling you got when you cast protection on yourself. Is it really magic? Am I succeeding with knowing
Gotcha.
if this is magic or
Okay.
not? And then finally,
that's my whole turn.
as your turn comes to an end, and Connor, as your turn is going to come up next here, you just see the figure clad in rags walk straight up to this poor little fucking bent over elven arcanist. Just sort of just strides up from out of the mist and into the clearing. Ian, you don't see anything. You just see these 6 walls that are. Have they closed in on you? It's tough to say.
I don't
But
know,
then all of a
apparently
sudden-
I'm a hunchback now, but
He's like 2 feet tall because he's so low to the ground.
Hold it's fine.
Ian, from one of the walls, a hand shoots forth, dirty nails covered by grimy rags. It shoots forth, and it grabs you by the neck.
Okay, instinctively, I cast Windy Escape.
Go ahead.
I become a little bit like windy and misty. I have damage reduction 10, but it's magic still goes through. So I'm assuming that this person is magic still. Yeah. So I do that instinctually. I kind of turn into like a little air form of myself, and I'm still grabbed.
Zoidbergian.
Yeah, kind of like I
Wacky
turn
waving
into
arm
my
and
own
legs,
mist
man.
really quickly, and somehow, yeah, and I'm still
Empty
Strangled.
your ink sac.
grabs
Yes.
you. It grabs you by the throat, and the walls disappear, and it lifts you up off the ground, and it like continues lifting you higher than you ever would have thought. Connor, I'm gonna give you a chance to react to this if you like.
I would cast color spray in an attempt to stun the creature and make it drop it.
Rainbow magic.
Rainbow magic, exactly. That's 11 plus my wisdom to cast.
Charisma to cast.
Charisma. Okay, so that's 14.
Well, let's see. You cast it. They have to save against the save, which is 10 plus the level of the spell plus your charisma.
So that's 15.
All right, so I'm gonna roll for Will. You said.
Yeah, will save.
It succeeds, but only by 1. Your color spray goes through the creature, and it does stagger a little bit, and its head kind of just rotates on its neck, turning around to face you, like with that gruesome cracking sound, as it tightens its grip. And then Ian, I'm gonna roll. Could you roll a Fortitude save, please?
Sure. Okay, so that's a 2 plus 1.
As the hand constricts you, Ian, you just feel this feeling of imminent doom, and then suddenly everything just goes black. From Connor's eye, it appears as if you just exploded.
It's just like college.
And the blood just covers everything. It gets all over you. It gets on the ground. It hits the figure. It all over the entire ground. There's just blood and gore and guts. Could you roll a perception check for me, please?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I'm not here anymore.
19 and 9 is 28.
You see that the blood and gore creates 3 words in this circle, with space for a 4th left empty. The words say up, save, and me.
Up, down, left, right,
Right.
R1, R1, L1, L1, R2, L2, select, start.
All right, so after entering the Konami code, the creature explodes into mist, and you've solved the
entered
adventure.
God
You
mode.
did it. You did it. I can't believe you figured it out. It is now Drake's turn.
So the thing is still behind me, right?
The thing is, like, basically, like, its claws are, like, touching your shoulder.
Oh, I will do I will challenge this creature.
Interesting.
And that's a swift action,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's a
and by doing
bold
this,
move, Cotton.
I get to add I do take a -2 to my armor class, but I do get to deal extra damage equal to my level if I hit. So let's do this.
So you draw your samurai sword, little 3-foot tall halfling.
I don't have any weapons.
Oh, that's right. So you reach for your samurai sword, but it's gone.
Yep.
You get into a power. You get into a power stance.
Yep.
Yo, Jaden
Holding
got.
an imaginary samurai sword.
Yo,
Is that
Jaden
what-
got drip.
So and this is. I'm just double checking. So it's I rolled a 14. That's plus my attack bonus, or is that plus my strength?
To challenge or to attack?
Or the challenge is just.
Yeah. To attack, plus your attack bonus, plus your strength.
Okay, so it's a +2 for my class and +3 from my ability modifier. So then that's a 19.
All right. Just like with the half orc before you, your blow connects as you whirl around, challenge the creature, and punch it right in the face. You like have to hop up.
And it's a D4, right?
It's a D4. But not plus strength, because I don't think you add your strength if you're not like a brawler. Oh no, you do add your strength.
But it's only like a D4 dice damage
Yeah.
instead of like an actual weapon. The
So I
world's
rolled-
shortest Shoryuken.
No, but so like I rolled a D4, I got a 4. So then is that plus my strength,
Yep.
and then plus my level.
Yep.
So then that's 4 plus 3 plus 2, so that's 9 damage.
That's 1
Gut
plus 2 plus
punch.
1 plus 1. Now 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Oh god, Connor took sacred geometry.
I deal 9 damage.
Your punch connects with the jaw of the creature, and it almost like and like unhinges, and the creature sort of just like reaches up with 2 hands high above its head and retaliates. The punch didn't phase it as much as you had hoped it would. With 2 attacks, does a 19 and a 24 hit.
Yes, both do.
I mean, I don't even really have to roll here. I think you get it.
What's that last word?
2 claws rip through your chest. Your body is ripped in twain and collapses to the ground. Connor, you hear behind you this sound.
How much damage did I take?
Oh, well, I'll roll for you. 15 with one, and then 13 with the other.
Then I still can use my my resolve to make an immediate action to instantly stabilize and remain conscious. When
Okay.
the samurai is reduced to fewer than 0 hit points but not slain, you can use one of your resolves as an immediate action to stabilize.
All right, so you are
I am
ripped.
loving this.
You are ripped in twain, but you're fine. You've been able to stabilize your battered and broken body. You fall to the
You
ground,
don't
but
have
are
legs anymore, but you are stable.
you're able to tie cloth quickly to the bottom half of your body as you lay like ripped to
I can't
to
feel
pieces
my
on the
legs,
ground.
Sergeant Dan.
You tourniquet where your legs used to be, tying yourself up like a hefty bag.
All right,
I just like the fact that all of our melee fighters seem to be resistant to death. That spells well for me and you, Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed it does.
all right, Connor, it is your turn. You hear the sounds of this battle in the distant fog.
Covered in my viscera.
I run away from what's just occurred behind me. Clearly, I need to hide.
Drake,
Is there a doorway or I could duck into a cart that shows up that I could crawl under?
well, so far as
Very stealthy.
you haven't seen any doors, you haven't seen any windows, you haven't seen any vehicles, not even street lamps, just cobblestones and bricks. As you run away from this,
Jack,
eventually
freak your heart out.
you happen upon an area you hadn't seen before. A brick wall, and in front of you, a large wooden door. Double door.
Well, I should. Okay, I attempt to open the door.
You open the door, you get on the floor, you do the dinosaur, and you find yourself in a room. There are 4 candles there are 4 braziers around the room, and one wall has been splattered with blood, and 4 words written upon it. Well, 3 words, soon to be a 4th. You can already see the faint outlines of a 4th word, but you can't quite make it out. So far, the words say in order, "Up, save me." Drake, really quickly moving back to you. The creature sort of looks down at you and almost kind of like you feel this aura of like surprise and almost like, like, well done. You've done something that very few have done before. 2 of your party have succeeded in surviving one of this creature's attacks. But it lifts its foot and brings it down heavily upon your head with a sickening crunch. And everything goes black. Connor, you hear this sound as if it was right next to you. Just a and then a splat. And then the last word appears on the wall. And you hear in the voices of 4 people that you don't recognize. So I'm going to say it, and then you guys got to repeat it after me, all right? You guys, you on board with this, right? All right.
Is it 3, 2, 1, and then say it?
So I'm gonna say it, and
say
then
it
I'm
on
gonna
3.
I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna give you guys a 3, 2, 1. So the last word appears.
But
Wake.
on 1 or
On go.
3,
On
2,
go.
1,
On go.
On go.
Okay.
On go. All right.
Got it.
Last word appears. Wake up. Save
2 words.
me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wake up,
Wake up.
save me.
Save me.
You're in this room surrounded by braziers, the words on the wall, and you hear the whispering and the footsteps behind you.
Wake up. Save me.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on. I can go.
And then Connor dies. Those being his last words.
Connor, I'd like you
His
to roll.
turn and September ends.
I'd like you to roll a will save.
17 plus 5 is 22.
You hear a voice echoing through your mind, different than all of the voices you've heard today. It almost sounds like your own voice. And it just says one thing. Wake. And suddenly you realize none of this is real. It's just a dream. Everything that's played out here is just happening in my head. That's why nothing's made sense. And immediately,
Usually I do this to other. Usually I do.
He's beginning to
Other
believe.
you immediately wake up. And the rest of you wake up as well. Spoilers, you didn't all die in the first 30 minutes of the adventure. Wouldn't that be a shitty
Well,
adventure?
you know what? It would have been
Really,
your
I never-
ultimate
I never
power play
played
as a Pathfinder DM. Hey, roll a bunch of characters. I'm gonna kill them all. Roll new characters.
Anyway, so now that all your original characters are dead, we need new characters from all of you. So everybody gains. I'm gonna go just by how the adventure
Oh, yeah.
doles it out. So everybody gains 400 XP. If you want to just mark that somewhere.
I already have my next character made. His name is Caden. He's Jaden's twin. He has the exact same stats and the exact same ability.
We've also got not Garoth. We've got Gareth and Gartholomew.
What you actually don't realize is my character does have a twin named Caden, and that's part of their defensive. Is they're each other's backs.
Do they?
He does now.
That's my character. That's what I built with.
Duncan, at the beginning of the adventure path, does it have like a general level set?
Yeah, it's
For the
level,
adventure?
You guys should all be level 1, but I've decided to bump you up so that it's
No,
a little bit more fun.
But it should say like the character should be level 2 by this part of the.
Not really, because there's enough experience awards.
No. Okay.
The-
A lot of Pathfinder game like
This one has enough little
Adventures.
things. This one has enough little things that you can and can't do that like you could be anywhere between like levels 4 and 7 by the end of this adventure, based on
Okay,
what
that's,
things you succeed at.
yeah.
So I'd rather
I
just
know
go
like
with these.
Shattered Star has a thing that be like
Yeah.
the character should all be level 2 by this point in the
Yeah.
game. So then instead of keeping track of XP, I was just like, okay, you guys level up. Like so.
The
I wasn't
night
sure.
the nightmare has ended. You regain consciousness
Bloodborne reference.
in a grimy cell in a dungeon that none of you recognize. You look around you and you see stone walls dripping with some sort of liquid water. It's dirty. There's moss. And each of the cells in this room has enough space to comfortably fit 2 or so humanoids. Ian, Zach, Dylan, Connor. All of you are in one of these cells that is designed to fit 2 people comfortably. All 4 of you are crammed into one cell.
Are the wet walls similar to the Dreams wet
No.
walls?
No, this is just
Okay.
normal
All right.
mildew. Drake, you find yourself comfortably in your own cell that is made for about 2 medium-sized people. In hindsight, perhaps breaking up this group into multiple cells would have allowed for more comfort, but whoever put you here didn't feel it. You retain full memory of your dream. Dylan, Ian, Zach, Drake, you all wake up with a pretty bad bloody nose. Like, not just like what you like where you're like, oh, I got some blood. It's like all the way down like your neck. Like it's covering the whole part of your face. Connor, you do not. The first thing you hear as you awake is, "Wake up, damn it!" A man on a table screams, his panic cutting through the claustrophobic near dark. Bars separate you from the stranger, a struggling human with split lips and skin covered in a mapwork of fresh red lines. Heavy ropes lash the man to a splintery work table just outside of your cells. Another figure, unsettlingly thin and wearing a blood-smeared doctor's coat, circles the table casually, stopping every so often to scrutinize one of the man's wounds or select a different object from a sideboard of shiny blades. Currently, she spins one blade of a broken pair of pruning shears, which glint in the dull light of the lamp suspended overhead. With careless cruelty ignoring his calls for help, the doctor draws the blade against the bound man's bare thigh, releasing another tortured wail. None of you recognize the man, however. And you may now react as you see fit.
Quick question: our hit points
Hit points are all restored.
full?
Hit points are restored.
Did I use spell slots?
You did not use
in the
spell
dream?
slots. Nothing that
Okay.
happened in the dream has carried over, apart from a bloody nose and your memories.
Just
of
want to
the
double
encounter.
check.
I point to the other half or, oh, I remember what you look like. Usually in these, I don't remember what any of the things look like. Sorry for stabbing you. Never had to apologize like that.
It was
I
a
thought
little
you-
bit more like a
Okay.
hacking, but that's okay.
Who the hell
not okay
are
with it.
you people?
You!
That's what
You were the one? I saw you pointing at the lizard man.
you say, pointing, but you guys are all pretty tightly crammed into this cell, so it's more like
I'm shakily pointing.
and that's actually when you that's when you realize. I don't know if any of you guys had created character backstories with each other, but you don't recognize any of these people, apart from what you remember of them from your dream. These people around you, you've literally never seen them before. You have no idea who these people are. And as you try to struggle to recollect, in fact, you can make out bits and pieces, but it's hard for you to remember exactly who you are. It comes relatively quickly as you focus on it, but you don't know how you got here. You don't know.
Snake man, were you at my Aunt Natasha's dinner party about 120 years ago? You look familiar.
Oh, oops.
That's very unlikely.
In any case,
And as you sort of recognize these memories, the fact that you're in a dingy dungeon, as everything sort of starts to fall into place, you also realize disconcertingly, you have none of your items on you. Nothing whatsoever.
Still have
No.
my weapons.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think
It's
Dylan, Connor, and I are the only people unperturbed by that.
No armor. No bags. No weapons.
Ah, shit.
My cane, where's my... I turn to the insane doctor, or whoever, the person in the doctor's coat who's clearly just some kind of lunatic, and I say, "You scum! I demand you release me at once."
Oh! Why, hello there, my little pets. I didn't realize that you were awake yet. Oh, pipe down. You'll have your turns soon enough. She then sort of like turns back away from you and continues sort of like her fingers moving over the table next to her. She like looks at a scalpel and so on and so forth. But she continues to ignore you. The man on the table kind of
How
goes, "Oh, go ahead.
dare you?"
Wait. Are you all awake? Hello? Can
Yes.
Yes, we're all awake.
please,
I'm not.
she's insane. You've got to get me out of here. And he's like struggles against his bonds.
You miserable swine! If you think you're going to be able to get one swipe in against me, I can assure you I am far more capable than you at gutting something.
The doctor kind of turns around at your comments and kind of like she takes the scalpel holding it in her hand and she just sort of like lazily like pushes it into the guy's stomach and she's like, "Didn't I tell you all to be quiet? Please don't impact my work." And she like pulls it back out of him and he goes, "Ah!" She turns back to her little table again.
Fight me like a man. What
Really
man?
quick?
Man.
I'm gonna put my hands in a triangle and I'm going to send a telepathic message to Connor.
Go ahead.
My Vishkanya friend. I only get 25 words, so let me figure this out.
My Vishkanya friend, with great honor and respectfulness, I send you this telepathic message.
My Vishkanya friend, let us assess the situation before we make any untoward threats that may put us in a more compromised position. Those are my 25 words. But I like my hands in a triangle, like mentally. So you can reply mentally back with 25 words, but nobody can hear us speak. Sorry for the mic bump.
Ka wheels around and stares daggers at you, but does communicate back telepathically as he is familiar with such communication, and doesn't necessarily use 25 words.
You don't have to use all 25, but the limit is.
She has to open up the door sooner or later, doesn't she? I hardly think 1 against 4 is fair odds.
You have 6 words left.
While they're doing
Go
that, I would
fuck
say
yourself,
in Orcish to.
Old bag.
Oh, there's no messaging.
No, we're done. It happens
Silent.
instantaneously.
It's like we just like we drop them into another
Silence
channel.
uses all of his spell slots on message.
You said that
I probably
these
would say in Orcish
prisons
to the other
are
half.
the size of like medium humanoids, right? Does that mean that like the bars of the cage, like
No,
I
no,
could try
no,
to
no,
squeeze
no.
through them?
No, you can't squeeze through. All right, Zach, go ahead.
Speaking in Orcish to the other orc here, since we just looked at like their fingers at each other. Okay, do we want to wait for the door to open and then we bum rush that doctor?
she ever opens the door. Otherwise, we could try to find our own way out of here. I could break down the door. I have a question about escape artist.
What a line.
Lockpick is disabled device, not escape artist.
Escape artist
Yeah,
is like if you're like tied
unfortunately.
up.
Or
I'm
grappled by
pretty tied up.
something.
Yeah.
you're like I could imagine being tied up. Would that help me get out? But also,
My character responds in Orcish. Look, if we could just figure out a way to convince someone.
hey, I told you, be quiet. She wheels around again, and this time throws like a pair of scissors at the bars, and they clang. And she's like, I told you to be quiet. And her face transforms into your face, Ian, but just for a moment, just briefly, and then it goes back, and she sort of just goes, I'm losing my temper. One more noise
I send
out of
another
you.
message spell to Dylan. Holy shit. If we could just chill and figure out a way, and this is all coming to you in your mind in Orcish. If we could just find a way to chill, maybe we can figure out a way out of here. But we have to work together.
All right, fine. Figuring out a way out of here. I'm gonna roll
Strength of arm isn't going to help us.
What are you
That's
rolling,
my
Connor?
message.
It might.
a perception check.
Oh,
I love
perfect.
how you guys are talking in message and an orc. Like,
Well, like you can send message to any with any language, but I'm like just trying to be like, hey, you guys can't just speak in orc and think that the elf in the room doesn't know what
We
you're
can't
talking
talk.
about. We're
We can't
ancient
talk
enemy.
bad about you.
The same reason why I know just enough Chinese to know if my Chinese cooks are talking shit about me.
Do any of you guys have dark vision?
I have I have.
yeah,
I have
No, we have low light.
I think, or the half orcs both have dark vision, right?
I think it was an option. I don't remember if I took it.
It's a basic form unless you did
it was
something
the
to
default.
change it. Yeah.
No.
So Connor, with your low light vision and a nat 20 perception, I will say you can see everything in the immediate area, but past that, where it starts to get a little bit more dimly lit, like further into the into the room, you can't really see much. But you're able to make out a few more empty cells. You make out the halfling over the other cell, who you had sort of known was over there, but couldn't really tell if it was the same one that you had briefly seen in your mind during the dream. And then you do notice one thing that really catches your attention, and it's just after she shouted and wheeled back around, you heard a jingling that didn't sound like it was coming from the table. You notice along her belt a ring of keys. With that sort of knowledge in hand, you sort of like look over at the front of your cell. A very, very heavy padlock keeps the door of your bar of your cell locked. That's it. That's what you see. Stunned into silence, I see. Quite the amount of information.
I look for a very, very long coat hanger.
No. So you've seen that there is a ring of keys here.
I guess I communicate that.
I like I said, I can communicate with people telepathically, but only if like you give me the know-how to do so to instigate that.
so just like tap your forehead, going like thoughts.
I don't know. I'm like my character has portrayed what he knows in this instance. So
Can I try to intimidate her?
Yeah, feel free.
Just remember, not one more peep.
Oh, as many peeps as I want.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, not one more peep out of you. Fuck you, lady. Either knock us out or we're gonna keep making noise.
Drake, do you speak Gnomish at all?
I speak halfling and common.
Okay.
All right. So Dylan, you're gonna intimidate her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I rolled 18 plus the bonus of 9, so 27.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
So you will succeed. So how do you attempt to intimidate her?
You better keep us locked in here forever, because the first time I get out there, I'm gonna punch my fist in your face so hard you're not gonna have a face anymore. How do you like that? Is that intimidating?
And she goes, wow, you're
the elf face palms.
you're so intimidating. I have decided to keep you in there forever. No. She sort of like
Shit.
she sort of like she doesn't turn around, but you see her shoulders like scrunch, like kind of like in like
she. Oh, sorry.
she kind of like her shoulders scrunch, and she's kind of like, and she like you like see like her hands start to kind of like shake a little bit on the table, just barely in the dim light, and then she finds the biggest meat cleaver on the table. She picks it up, and she wheels around, and she kind of like she's putting on a brave face, but you can still see her hand is shaking, and she walks over to the bars and she bangs on them. She gets up right next to the bars, banging on them, and she goes, "Now you listen here. I'm not going to take any shit from you guys. You guys are here for my enjoyment. I'm going to torture you so long. Let me describe all the ways I'm going to torture you for a very long time as I stand close to the bars."
Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Well,
Sleight of hand.
if you want to sleight of hand. Otherwise, I have a plan.
16 plus 6 is 22.
Nice.
Way more than you needed. So you successfully grope her. Congratulations. That's what you were going for, right? just reach out through the bars.
Honk honk.
Hong Kong, squeeze.
All right, so you grab the keys off of her, and she doesn't notice. She's still like banging the freaking bars, and she's like, as she bangs the bars and sees you, those of you who are in this cell not really put up much of a resistance, it kind of like emboldens her, and she's like, ugh! And her last hit sort of chips the butcher knife a little bit, and she's like, "Let that be a lesson to you. Imagine how hard I could swing this down on your exposed fingers."
Grab her arm and punch her face.
By all means, roll a grapple check.
Dear God. I
Okay.
had a plan.
I don't care about your plan. 15.
I know you don't, and that's fine.
So rolling that,
Uh,
I think it's your,
yeah.
it'll be your strength plus your
A
base attack bonus.
grapple? Is he trying to grapple or
Yeah,
just
grapple.
punch?
He wanted to grab
Grapple
her.
is CMB.
I don't think we like put that on his sheet though.
Let's
Easy
just
to
say I
calculate.
succeed.
Your base attack bonus plus your strength.
Okay, my CMB is 17.
No, that's CMD.
Oh,
All right, one
CM.
sec, guys. I gotta go get some
B
water.
as in bear.
I'm pretty thirsty.
looking for it on the sheet.
CMB as in bear should be right near CMD. It's your base attack bonus plus your strength modifier.
Oh, okay, so 6.
Yeah. So that's
Cool.
your attempt to combat maneuver grapple someone, and it's versus their CMD as in Darth Vader.
Speaking my language. Okay, cool.
I got you.
All right, so go
Thank
ahead and roll for your CMB.
So is that just a D20 plus the 6 then?
Yes.
Yep.
Most things in this game are a D20, and then you roll damage if there's damage.
18.
That is above her
Plus
CMD.
the 6 or 12 plus the 6?
12 plus the 6. Mhm.
Okay.
You succeed. You grab her by the arm through the bars and like pull her close to the bars. And in her shock, she drops the meat cleaver, and she goes like, "Ah! Get your hands off of me!" So
My elf face palms again.
So I'm gonna give you Ian gets around, Connor gets around, Zach gets around, Drake's in the other cell, so he can't really do anything. Before she gets a chance to ungrapple herself. So I'm gonna let all three of you guys have a round now to do something. You can
What?
decide the initiative order as you see fit.
So you said Connor did successfully grab the keys.
Connor grabbed the keys. Connor has now grabbed Dylan has now grabbed the woman. We can see what
Okay.
their priorities are.
So I will if I can go first, I will cast Charm Person. Sorry for the mic hit. I will cast Charm Person on the warden to be like, yes, thank you so much for being just so inviting and letting us help you
Right,
by
go,
letting us out of this cell.
go ahead for it.
Like, as he has her grappled and Connor has the keys, I'm just trying to like charm her in the way
I
that
see,
like,
like,
it
not
was
like-
her idea all along.
not like a
to
normal.
come close and give
This
Connor the
old
keys.
man.
I get.
survive by making people think they're my friend. You see?
Not like
I think I've had a date in the last 150 years.
But I get it, Ian. You're kind of thinking like you're not like trying to intimidate her, but it's kind of like a
no,
charm.
I'm just trying
kind
to
of like a
make it think that this was all her idea.
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
As my friend.
Go ahead.
So
Well,
I cast Charm
Ka
Person.
is-
It's up
Ka
to
is
her
intent on
if
doing
she
her
saves or
tremendous
not.
harm right now.
Yep. So go. So do
So-
you have to roll, or is it just something that happens?
I cast, you roll.
All right. So,
So
I have to.
it's a will save, and I'm going to spend an Arcane Reservoir point to increase the DC by 1. So it's 10 plus my level, my Arcane. It's a DC 15.
DC 15.
Yes.
I actually have to go look up like in the bestiary because she's not in the book.
Actually, wait. I think it's
Yeah.
yeah,
We weren't
DC
supposed to
15.
attack her.
Hey, Ian. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like it just your spell does not even work. It just you attempt to charm her, and it's like you can feel the pressure of it just like bouncing off.
Like
of
it's
her
a
mind.
brick wall.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's not- it's nothing?
you,
Okay.
as an elf arcanist, you've probably accidentally cast sleep on an elf before. It's that feeling of like, oh wait,
Gotcha.
this
Okay,
just isn't
so
gonna work.
That's what I do though. I go, well, I mean, obviously this was everything. And like I just try to like make it seem like this was something she wanted to do all along. Nothing happens, and I just go, okay, it's up to you too. And I just kind of shrink to the back of the cell.
Connor, Zach, which one of you wants to go first?
I'll go first because I have the key.
Okay, go ahead.
I go to the door and I unlock the padlock and push the door open.
All right, so you unlock
How much action do I have in my turn?
I'm just gonna go ahead and just say that's a move action. Basically, you took the padlock out, you put the key into the padlock, and you pushed it open. And I just like to imagine that Dylan's holding her through the bars of the door. So as you push the door open, everybody kind of has to like sidestep their way out. And she's now holding her through the bars of the open
Right.
cell door.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
So the wall to the room is just door. It's not like
Yeah.
door and.
I think you guys have been misunderstanding how big the cell is that you're in. It's like
Very tiny.
Like it is like imagine me, like two of me. That's how big the cell is. So like one wall of it is bars, another wall is bars, one wall is wall, and the last wall is door. Wow!
Like,
What amazing Pathfinder DM description. One wall is wall, one wall is door.
I can't open the door. So
No, you can squeeze around Dylan, unlock the padlock, and then like push Dylan and her as the door swings outward.
I don't recommend pushing me. I don't recommend it.
I was just gonna say it's.
Wouldn't
I'm sure
recommend
that this cell that you're in is about the size of like a half bathroom. Like
No, it's way smaller than that. It's like this is like barely two outhouses put next to each other.
Oh, so it's like a 5x5 block.
Yeah, it's basically like a 5x5 block. Yeah.
Nice. So we're fitting 4 5x5 characters in a 5x5 block.
So Connor, if you want to walk, so now that you've pushed the door open, and Dylan has, I assume, cooperated with you as the door is swung open, unless Dylan wants to be very uncooperative.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yep. No, it's fine.
He's the worst kind of guy.
Fine. Okay.
I go
Chaotic
straight,
evil brawler.
I go straight for the only weapons that I know are in the room, so I go for her table of implements and find whatever seems most unpleasant.
Most kukri like.
Am I allowed to
The
take a
butcher-
turn
the
to
butcher.
shout something?
What'd you say? Who just asked me a question?
I did. Can I take a turn to shout something?
Yeah, Curse. Go ahead.
I shout in comment, just going like, "Lock her in the cell."
Zach, you have
He
one more.
deserves to die.
Zach, you have one more turn of initiative before actual
Okay.
initiative.
All right. I go out. The cell is unlocked, so I go outside. Am I able to grab a weapon and attack with it in the same turn, or
I'll
is it too
I'll
far?
just
Are
I'll,
those
I'll just say
too far away?
you have to go around the table, which would take like a full move action, and then like you pick up the weapon.
Okay.
It'd take another move action to get back to where she is. It would be that's why Connor.
Another move-
That's
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So instead I'll just go. Since he's kind of like pulled against the bars of the cell, I'll make an unarmed attack in the form of like trying to take her head and slamming it into the bars. So I guess I'll just roll like an unarmed attack.
Yeah, we'll
A
A
just
classy first date.
13 plus. So I'll say if that's plus my strength 3 plus 13, so 16.
do defenders win ties?
The armor class is the DC that you need to succeed.
Okay, so Zach, you hit. She's grab.
Okay.
Oh, and plus she's
So
like
both unarmed again.
plus she's
1d4.
flat-footed, so. Yeah, D4. Unarmed is a D4. She's
Alright.
flat-footed because she's grappled. So basically the two orcs, one of them's got her arm through the bars, and the other one goes up behind her and just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. All right, that's 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
All right, you hit her pretty solidly. Like blood is dripping down from her face, but
She's
surprisingly,
dead.
surprisingly, she's not actually really paying that much attention to you guys. Even as you hit her, she's like leaning. She's trying to lean down now and grab her cleaver, and she's going, "I gotta get him! I gotta get him! I can't let the work go unfinished." She's trying to reach down for her cleaver. And now we will roll actual initiative for this round. So,
Gotcha.
all right.
I will say, as initiative is rolled, just kind of like subtly under my breath. Our ancestors may be savages, but I'm glad to have you on our side.
16.
16,
Who did you say that to?
21. Just under my breath.
Oh, I just
To
don't
the-
know. Are
to-
you like
Talking
is
to
that
the half-orc,
directed at the
talking to-
half-orc, or is that
Orc.
No,
directed
yeah,
at the
to the two half orcs that are now grappled the lady behind jail bar.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Ian. Before he froze.
She deserved it. That's fine.
Boy, he is truly he is well and truly frozen right now.
Yes.
All right, so what did I need Zach, what was your roll?
13.
13. And Dylan, what was your roll?
2.
Wow, you suck.
I got a
Oh.
14.
Drake,
How
I got
can you get it? How can you get a 2 unless your dex is negative?
Oh, I think my dex on?
Yeah, you had your dex too.
It's a 3 then.
There we go.
Doesn't help much.
Because initiative is just plus your dex mod, so he is not doing great. All right, so the first person to go in this initiative order is Ian. Ian, what do you want to do this round?
He wants
Nothing.
to load in.
Nothing? Sounds
Go
good,
on.
buddy. All right,
Go
so Ian does nothing this turn.
Cast Ray of Frost.
Ian decides to take a defensive stance. Just to try to keep everything moving even as he loads in. I'm going to just go ahead and skip to the next person in the order. Sorry, Ian. That's just the way it's just got to be here. So, basically what's going to happen here is she's going to try to counter grapple the bars. So basically, in this instance, as far as I'm aware, we both roll our CMB, our combat attack bonus, Dylan.
Yeah.
So that what you rolled last time with the +6, and then whoever's higher either continues the grapple or I think that's how it works. So she does not roll well at all.
Okay. Great. That's what I like to hear, because I probably won't either. Oh, 18. +6, so 22, 24.
So if anything, you actually grab a better hold on her. How do you want to like describe grabbing a better hold on her?
If she
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Yes.
I don't know what
Yeah, I can hear
happened.
you.
I've been fine for the last 2 hours, but all of a sudden everything went to shit.
Your
So-
camera is still down.
I know, but
Okay.
as long as you can hear me, I'm okay with that.
All right, we skipped your turn in the
What's
initiative
the-
order. Sorry, but we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Just
Can I
because, just
go next?
no.
Okay. I guess all right.
I'm just kidding. Dylan, continue. Describe how you grab her a little bit better.
Oh, I have her hand right now,
Through the bars.
and
Yeah.
she tries to take it out, so I grab it and pull her through further, and now I have her full forearm up to the shoulder through the bar.
So you basically just have her bar in a perfect arm breaking spot.
Yeah, I'm just
Yikes.
like,
All
Yeah.
right, and now let's see. Next in the initiative is Connor, because we skipped Ian, because fuck Ian, basically. So no, Ian, we can go back to you.
Well, I just when I was like,
There you go. You're back.
Thank you. Awesome. When I was whispering under my, it was to the
the half orcs, just to be thankful that I've got some bruisers near me.
yeah,
So
very nice of you, very kind.
It's open. Her shoulder is through the bars. Am I correct?
Yeah. So basically, the two half orcs are sandwiching her and the cell door. They're like this. She's here, and here's the door. So it's like that's that. So you can squeeze past them if you want, but she's kind of hard to get to at this point.
Well, I'm gonna get out of there.
Okay.
That's my goal. And I will cast. I'm just gonna do a quick little like ray of frost at her.
And Ray of Frost is like a touch spell, right? It's not like a cone.
It's a ranged touch attack.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So 10 plus my bonus plus 2, so that's 13 to hit.
All right, and is it a reflex?
No, it's against her touch AC.
Oh yeah, you hit.
Okay, cool. I do.
This is where Ian goes. All right, I hit her. Great. So now let me just roll my damage die.
No, I do 1 point of frost damage to her.
Dude, she is shivering.
That
She
was
feels-
a cantrip.
Cold.
She feels those icicles, bro. She's like, oh my god, I can't drive in this weather. Why did I choose to live in
The
Wisconsin?
spells that I have prepared right now do no damage, so cantrips it is.
All right, so next up in the initiative order is Connor. You have just grabbed a weapon from the table. What is your next move?
My swift action is to poison it with my own tongue. And
Second
then
time today, keep in mind.
So then you
No. The first time was in a dreamy, and so it doesn't count.
Oh,
does
was
not,
it?
Does
Oh,
not count.
Good on you. Good on
I
you.
just want to try it. So I poisoned. I presume what was closest was the cleaver, or
No, because you went over to the table and you grabbed something else there. So I'm just gonna say you have one of the like half of a pair of like shears that was on the table for cleaning. So it's basically like a short little like dagger,
scalpel or dagger or something.
something like that. Yeah.
So I poison it, and then I attack her with it.
Yep. So you take a swift action to lick it, and then you move over to her because she's on the other side of the table, and then you attack her, just so that we're clear on like where the positioning all is.
Okay.
I'm trying to paint a
So-
mental map for myself. So
Visioning it.
Okay. So. Fuck. What? Okay. So attack.
Same attack bonus as your sword cane, just less damage.
I'll be right back. You guys kill her. Okay.
So 15
Yeah.
plus 1 is
All of a
16.
sudden, she's no longer grappled.
16, Connor.
16.
She's flat-footed, and you would have hit her anyways. So you hit her. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a D3. I think it's not a great weapon, but so it's a D3 of damage.
If it's a dagger, it's a D4. If it's something less, it would be.
I think it's a little less, so I think it's a D3.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 6 divided by 2.
So 3 plus
3 damage plus she's envenomed. The save is the Fortitude DC of 10 plus half of my hit dice plus my Constitution modifier.
Well, she fails regardless because she got less than 10. So even if, because I think it sounds like the save is going to be like
10
12.
plus your half your level, which is 1, plus your con mod, which is 2, right? So that would be 13.
Yeah.
So she fails. What happens to her now that she is envenomed?
Well,
She loses 2 dex for 6 rounds.
Oh, okay. So she's
sure, every. Okay, so Connor, because of your strength modifier, the damage of the actual weapon is -2. Because
But my
it's a
base attack
D3.
bonus is still +1.
Yeah, but the damage is a D3 plus your dex modifier, which is -1 or 2.
God, I hate Pathfinder. To hit, it's
Sorry.
+3, but now you're and so you hit, so you roll, so you've done damage. But guess what? Now we have to
Wait,
subtract
Ian,
damage.
Ian,
Okay,
Ian, why is he
God, I
adding his
hate
dex?
Pathfinder.
Why is he adding his dex?
Or not his
Why am I
strength modifier.
subtracting
Sorry.
my strength?
Oh, whatever. So she deals. So whatever. 17. Whatever.
So
It's
she
fine.
only
She's
gets
envenomed.
1 damage.
but she's
she
she's
has
But
she's
she
envenomed.
takes 2 damage to a dexterity.
Yes.
for
I forgot-
6 rounds, either 6 rounds or or a save.
I mean, this is a pretty tough battle, so I forgot I had to make sure I had some really impressive music going on here, because like, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to take this.
I don't want to be that guy, Connor, but we aren't physical folk.
All right. Okay. So
Well,
Connor-
she's poisoned now.
she is
and I-
poisoned.
Absolutely.
You're no half orc.
So now the next person in
You
the turn
attack,
initiative.
you do damage. No. You attack plus, and then you have to subtract your damage from your strength.
Hey,
and then you add again, and then you subtract again, and then add, subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract.
Add, subtract, add,
And it's
subtract.
in your crafting calculators because we do have a linear function.
Hey, wait,
Look,
Connor.
You're more accurate
wait,
than you are
fuck.
strong of
Come on,
strong of
Connor.
arm.
Connor, come on. You just got to make sure that you're prepared for when you have your geometry fucking feat or whatever. Like let's just make sure that you're prepared for that.
Prime
all right.
numbers.
All right. So next up in the initiative order, Drake. How's your cell?
It's cozy.
What do you want to do?
Poor Drake.
I'm just gonna sit here. You guys look busy.
You're literally just like, all right, have fun. All right, next up, Zach.
Right now, my goal is not to have you guys be near her to like pull out the key, because from what I understand, you just unlocked it, opened the door, and left. So the key is still like dangling in the lock.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
Bro.
go ahead.
Okay,
Zach.
I grabbed the cleaver that is at our feet that we kind of forgot about, and I asked the guy on the table, "Are there more of them?" I say as I hack into the person's back.
The guy sort of
to attack.
the guy has been cheering you guys on this whole time, like, yeah, get her, kill her, fucking kill her, and like, yeah, and then as soon as you
Blood Rager, practical and hactical.
and as soon as you ask him that, he like immediately stops the cheering and just kind of goes like, no, I don't think there's more of them. Yeah, get the fuck, yeah, beat her up.
As you ask him that, the increased blood pressure of cheering you on causes his heart to explode. He dies.
All right, so go ahead and attack her with the cleaver. I'm gonna say the cleaver's probably like a D5.5. So
5.5.
It's a
D5.5.
D4.
Okay.
It's a
That's good.
D4.
Roll a
I'll
D20
pull up a
divided
random
by
number
2.
generator.
so what did you roll for attack?
I do want to rage, but I only rolled 12 total, even in raging.
You hit her because she's.
Increase
Flat-footed.
with your bonus to strength.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 on the die,
Oh, gotcha.
You still hit her.
but I hit, so it doesn't hit.
Yeah, you still hit her.
All right, D4 plus 5. Okay. Ooh, max damage. So that's 9 damage in my rage as I just hack into the back as I'm just leaning over talking to the guy on the table.
It's just like you just like hack into like the back of her neck, and she just goes ah, ah. Dylan, it's your turn.
So the status right now is there's like 3 people surrounding this woman, all just like hitting her.
Yeah, basically she's in a pretty bad spot right now.
Well, you still
Okay.
have her grappled in through the bars, right?
Yeah. Indeed.
Gotcha.
I'm going to do a, what is it? It's a a brawler's flurry.
All right.
Can I do that through the bars? Is that okay?
Yeah, the
Hell
bars
yeah.
bars
There's
are
a
big enough for
space.
your arms. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do a brawler's fury directed directly at her face.
So basically, what I'm imagining is you let go of her arm and attack with both hands, or you still hold onto her arm with your left hand and you just punch her twice in the face with your right hand.
I'm gonna hold her here and punch, and then grab with my other arm and then punch with the other.
Switches hands. Bam, bam. All right, go ahead. So roll two.
Hey, keep in mind, it's all just unarmed attacks. You can use your knees, your shoulders, your elbows, your face.
Yeah, but if you use your knee, you're gonna end up. You're gonna hit yourself right in the funny bone when you slam that
Like
thing
you
into the
can
metal bar.
totally hold her
Yeah.
arm with one hand, punch her in the face, and then headbutt her.
No, she's through the bars though, Ian. So punching is the only way that can hit her.
Headbutt her. It's brawler
So-
flurry.
I will later when I have more room. I don't want to get my head stuck in the bar.
Yeah, he tries to
no,
headbutt her, and his horn gets stuck or
We
whatever.
don't want to call the Pathfinder Fire Department.
All right, go ahead.
10 for one hand and 8 for the other.
Did you add your bonuses to those?
Yes.
Unfortunately, Dylan, neither of them hit. Despite her status, somehow she's able to evade your blows. I don't know how, but it's
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just hold on to her then. You guys do all the damage.
All right, so it has now come all the way back around to you again, Ian. You are now obstructed. She is now like out of your view.
I will spend a full round action using one of my reservoir points to change one of my prepared spells. That's my turn.
Next up, the enemy. She's going to try to once again break out of the grapple from Dylan, because that's basically all she can do right now.
She can try.
And she rolls. She rolled really bad. Plus, so she got a 13. Ian, when it's a contested grapple, you both roll CMB, right?
It would be her CMB versus Dylan's CMD.
All right. Well, she fails. She literally tries to pull her arm out of your grasp, and in doing so, only succeeds in like partially dislocating it. She's like trying so hard, like with one guy pushing her against the bars and cleaving at her back, and the other guy pulling against her. She just like dislocates her arm. She's like, fuck.
I got 35 with my CMD. Just
Yeah.
Hey, Dylan, just you know, if you hold on to someone's hand too long, they might think you're dating.
Yeah. So come on.
I'm up.
Yeah. Watch out, Dylan.
Valentine's Day D&D is if she's alive after this, maybe.
Before Connor's character does anything, he just goes, "Wait a sec. You two are holding hands. Are you dating?"
Are you two a
I
thing?
direct my attacks to him.
What?
Are you two romantically involved?
All right, Connor, it is your turn again.
Well, I can't do any damage if I attack her, apparently, even if I hit, and I've already poisoned her, so...
Hypnotic stare.
Well, but she's
Unarmed
already
punch.
grappled.
No, but if you hypnotic stare her, she gets a -2 will saves, and then any other
Yeah,
person
but-
who does damage to her,
But
You can-
she's not,
give her
There's
extra damage.
several people standing between. She's not facing me. And if I
It
go around
doesn't
the other
matter
side
if
of the
she's
door,
within 30 feet. It's not about locking eyes. It's about you just stare at her.
But
creepily.
Ian, it's about waste of resources. Do we really need to hypnotically? Do we need to put this woman to sleep? She's already on her. She's already like. Think of all the shit that's happened to her so
She's
far.
already dead.
No. I think all I'm saying is, Connor, you don't need an actual line of sight. She just has to be like
that
within your
doesn't
field
make a
of
lick
vision.
of sense to me, though. Hypnotic stare to the back of your head.
She's like, wait,
Yeah.
I can feel his eyes boring into the back of my head. She feels you staring at her, Connor, and she like is like, wait, who's staring at me? And she looks around until, oh wait, oh fuck, it's that guy.
No, but exactly. You can hypnotic stare and give her like painful stare damage for the rest of us. Like,
Well, what are you gonna do, Connor? What do you want to do this round?
when in doubt, stare it out.
But wait a minute. I don't have painful stare because I'm not a normal mesmerist.
No, you have the dreams of pain that does non-lethal, but still, you can increase the damage that other people do to the person of your hypnotic stare,
Okay. Fine.
and that
the
and it's a
hypnotic-
swift action.
I stare daggers into the back of her head,
Oh, it's a
and
Connor. It's a psychic attack. It's on her mind. That's why it's called hypnotic stare, but it says it doesn't function like a gaze attack. Basically, you are just fucking projecting yourself psychically into her head, going, "Hey, I'm focused on you. You can't get away from me." That's basically what it is. So
And my teammates are gonna fuck you up, and you can do that and then still take your turn. It's a swift action.
okay, so I engage my hypnotic lock with her.
Hit your
And-
hypnotic bow chicka bow wow.
excuse me.
So again, I still don't understand how. So I hypnotic stare, and the first thing I can do is use Sonomancer and cast the Slumber Head.
So okay, so your
And then
hypnotic
after
stare.
that, I can do Dreams of Pain.
No, Dreams of Pain has to do with people doing damage. So you can hypnotic stare as a bonus action. You can just take one person and go, I am psychically locked onto you. Any person that does damage to them, whether it be you or your ally, triggers Painful Stare, which is Dreams of Pain, which does the non-damage, non-lethal damage, but it still does damage.
Basically, Connor,
But you
basically
can
the
just
first, basically
lock
when
a
you
single person and go, you're gonna get especially fucked up, and then you can keep doing whatever you want to do.
Just go behind her and break her neck.
I don't have the strength to do that.
He does not.
It's a technique thing more than a strength thing.
But so you could hypnotic stare her, giving her a -2 will save to all saving throws, giving everyone a bonus to damage against her, and then also
Ian,
on your
Ian,
same
Ian.
turn go, okay, slumber
Ian,
hex.
we probably don't need to do this. She's
Well,
probably almost already dead, and I don't know if the avalanche of technical stuff right now is gonna help solve this specific encounter.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I get it. I'm just telling you that like having Connor do his entire class right now might not.
But that's what the mesmerist is. So that's all I'm trying
Well,
to.
I mean, I guess that's what I didn't understand is the mesmerist just I do hypnotic stare, and then in a massive cascade, all the little green lights go bing, 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 and all of my effects are active against one person I'm hypnotically staring at. Without
No,
making
your
eye
your
contact.
effects happen against anybody, but if you hypnotic stare one person, they're especially effective. is the thing.
Well, I stare at the back of her head to hypnotic stare, and then I begin moving around the room to see if there's. Well, I can't see if there's anything else going on because I would have to break my gaze. I'm gonna look at what else.
You don't have to have a line of sight. As long as you're within 40 feet of her, she's fucked up.
Literally makes no sense.
You took that feat. It's a psychic link.
I
It's
know.
not
I took it's extended stare, 10-foot hypnotic range. So hypnotic is just whoa 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 whoa. My
Yeah.
hypnosis is Wi-Fi.
basically yes. You don't have to have eye-to-eye contact.
You do have to.
Just as long as
You
you're
have to-
within 40 feet of a person, you can mentally fuck them up.
You have
in
to
the
still.
head.
You still have to stare at them though, Ian. It says maintain his stare against an opponent. So
As long as they're in their field of vision, which they're clearly in Connor's field of vision.
it's Connor. What are you gonna do?
Stare daggers at her, and do nothing.
Take that, you harlot. You stabbed her with the shears last round, and now this turn you're just like, the orcs can handle this one.
Yeah, obviously.
We got it.
Because if I hit her, and I hit her, and I roll a d3, I have to roll a 3 to do any damage. If I roll a 1, I actually give her health back. Somehow.
That's not. Oh,
I
As
know
it-
that's not how it works.
as you-
It
you-
makes
Connor,
me
as you-
out.
Cantor, as you remove the shear from her shoulder, it like the skin regrows, and you're like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Like, wait, did I put the wrong venom on this spear?
I cauterized the wound.
Oh God! All right, Drake, what do you do?
I shout to the man that's tied up, and I go, "Wouldn't it be nice if they got us out of our situation?"
Wouldn't it be nice if we were competent?
All right, Zach,
I mean,
come
all
on,
they need to do is unlock my door and untie you.
Zach, end our torment.
Cleave.
Make a full attack.
All right, cleave. All right. Wow, that's only an 11. I'm still raging and attacking.
Is it really only? No, wait, you're flanking. It's a 13.
I'm flanking.
Yes,
All
it
right.
does hit.
Yeah, on the die,
Bam!
The die was a 5 on the
All right,
floor.
now roll your
All
damage.
right, so that's max damage again, 9 damage.
All right, how do you kill this woman?
I think I like
Question I ask myself every
chop her
night.
head up. I keep hacking. I'm like looking at the guy on the table as I'm talking in rage, and then I feel the cleaver like hit the bars, and then I turn back. Oh, I went through.
And as
Cleaver to the spinal cord.
she doesn't even really make any sounds as you're killing her. She's just kind of like still like trying to get her arm out the whole time, and then eventually, and like her hair recedes back into her skull. The lab coat sort of like slumps off of her shoulders, and her hands shrivel into grayish, long fingers as she reverts to her, as I'm sure many of you would have already guessed, her doppelganger form. And she like kind of like slumps forward against the bars and starts offering no resistance whatsoever. Da 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 da.
Just realized we should have probably asked her some questions.
The book actually says that she gets away, so we'll see later on
Good.
how that might affect the plot of the adventure. Oh, she was the final boss. No, my.
Yeah.
All right, she slumps against the wall. You have now beaten the encounter. Please do as you see fit.
I'll grab
go.
the keys and unlock poor Jaden over there.
Thanks.
I want to go question the guy tied up.
Ian, Connor.
I'd like to familiarize myself with my surroundings.
And Ian?
Likewise, I would like to understand the nature of whatever cell that we are
Yeah,
in. If that,
Sure.
like, what Is that a check or just a perception?
You guys can just sort of walk around the room and just sort of explore it now that you're out and about. It's pretty bare. That's why I'm not going to ask you for a perception. Let's start off, and let's start with Connor and Ian. You guys looking around your room. You're in like it's a dimly lit stone area. Oh,
Welcome back.
a dimly
Everybody throws.
lit stone area, right? There's maybe a singular torch on one of the walls. There's a table with a man tied to it and a smaller metal table, almost anachronistic. It kind of looks like a table that you might see at a hospital. It's got hospital equipment on it. It's made of steel, thin aluminum or steel. There's also a big brown chest next to the table. It's a little ajar. It's filled with.
I thought you said it was a table.
It's filled with jars. I'm sorry, guys. I lied to you. And as you guys sort of walk,
a table made of jars.
as you walk
Dear
around the
God.
as you walk around the room a little bit more, you also find a stack of sacks, a whole bunch of different stacks, 5 in total, and then around the corner is another little room that I can explain to you if you decide to investigate it. There's another little room around a corner, and to the east there is a small corridor with another door at the end. So basically,
Where's the minor boss chest that has our equipment?
well, do you want to investigate the chest or the sacks?
Or the body.
I unceremoniously throw the lid off the chest.
Inside the chest is the remains of. There's a couple of skeletons, just dismembered. There's a couple of body parts with some flesh still on them. Roll sanity. No, I'm just kidding.
I pick up a femur and hurl it against the bars of one of the other cells.
It actually shatters. You throw it and it hits the wall and it just goes. It was.
With a 7th strength.
It was very, very brittle. You probably could have just done this, and the whole thing would have just disintegrated. So it appears that there was some sort of weird treatment done to the bones inside of the chest.
I would like to go around to all of these inmates, I guess, including the man on the table. I'm not going to untie him, but I just go around systematically and I just touch him on the shoulder or the arm, and I cast resistance on everybody.
Gotcha. So now everybody gets a +1 to all of their fort reflex and will saves.
For a minute.
So just in case something happens while this is investigating. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next people now, and then you guys can continue investigating in a second. Zach, you go over to the door. You try all of the keys, and none of them work. Unfortunately, Jaden is stuck in the cell for the rest of the adventure. Sorry, bro. No, okay. You try one key, and you realize it doesn't fit, and you go, oh, I'm sorry. It's the way it is. You try the second key, and it doesn't work, and you're like, how many keys are on here? Jesus. And you look, and there's only 3 keys. So you try the third key, and bam, you're good.
Actually, I was still raging, so I can't use disable device because it's the dex based skill. I'm not raging.
How does this work?
So you successfully unlock the door and let Jaden out.
You know what's going on here?
No. It looks like we're underground. I think.
Oh, you knew more than me. Come on.
By my accounts, at least 40 feet or so.
All right, so
I guess I'll just go join the orc by the dude, or by the table person.
Hey, I saw that guy get killed.
So the guy bound to the table, kind of as you walk over to him, Dylan, he looks happy. He's like, oh, thank you for coming to save me. But you can also sense there's a little fear. He saw what you did to that poor doppelganger. No, I'm just kidding. He is a little afraid of you guys because you seem powerful, but he is incredibly happy that you stopped the doctor from harming him any further.
Except me,
He's a
right?
witness. Kill him.
I'm gonna intimidate him.
Go ahead.
Where's Rachel? Tell me what you know.
Where are
I'm
the
actually-
drugs?
I'm gonna intimidate him though.
Uh,
7 plus 9, 16.
I don't know much. I swear. I used to work here. That's all it is. That's all it is. I used to work here, and then crazy
Where
stuff started
is
to happen.
Here? Where's here?
No, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I swear. I'll tell you anything. Oh God, one torturer to another. Oh man, it's just the Briarstone Asylum. I think, right? Yeah, Briarstone Asylum. Yep. It's just the Briarstone Asylum.
We're here. Why are we here?
I don't know. You were brought in here a little
Don't
while
make me
ago.
punch you.
You were brought in here a
Where's
little.
Rachel?
You were brought in here a little while ago. I've never seen you before. You didn't used to work here, and you're not one of the patients. I've never seen any of you five. I used to just be an orderly here. I promise. I don't.
How's he tied up?
It's tied up like legs bound at ankles and wrists tied like this.
So 4 separate ropes.
Yes.
Can I punch one of the ropes and break it?
You just like elbow it.
It's a power move. Is what I do.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, yeah. Go ahead. Attack
My
the rope.
skin
Okay.
very dry.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna say, for every piece of information you give me, I'll break off another rope.
My elbow is basically a
So
slashing
go ahead.
weapon.
Go ahead. Roll an attack die.
Okay.
Actually, no. Just roll damage. Because you obviously are gonna hit it. So just roll damage.
You missed the rope somehow. That would be 3 plus the 4, so that would be
So you take
7.
your elbow and you drop it down at like one of the ropes. You miss a little bit, and instead you hit the corner of the table, and just the corner of the table just breaks off, and now that rope is just dangling loosely. And he goes, "Oh, thank you so much. Could you get the other ropes?"
More information. What's your name?
Oh, please. I'm not on the right page. My name is My name is Campray Linway. The book describes me as a particularly stubborn orderly.
How do you
Can I
spell
cast
that?
Charm Person on this orderly?
What'd you say, Dylan?
Can I cast Charm Person on this orderly?
Yeah, you can if you want.
I just, with a little flick of the wrist, go.
He is now charmed.
He's just particularly friendly.
He was
I'm just trying to take away his anxiety.
like,
That's not gonna help you.
I swear, honestly, like right when the changes started happening, I was kidnapped and I was brought down here. I've been here ever since. I don't even know.
Changes?
I don't know what's going on up there. Just little things. The inmates started to sort of act differently, and we didn't know where the headmaster, the leader of the asylum was. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know that much. I've been down here for so long.
I'm gonna break off a rope.
All right, just you do it. You could break off all the ropes in succession.
Differently how?
I'm sorry. I don't have anything else to tell you. This used to be a really nice asylum. We used to really help people here, but lately things started to get a little different. We seem to indulge them in their fantasies more than try to cure them, and I think we went too far. I really don't know too much more than that. I was just one of the orderlies. I only started working here about a month or two ago.
I'm gonna break off another rope. Where do you live?
I just live off the island. I don't live here. I just stay here when I'm working.
Where? Tell me.
I live in it's called Udaslin? Udasline? Udasline? Yeah, Udasline.
Okay. Utah line.
Yeah. It's like that's like I doubt any of you have ever heard of Briarstone Asylum. But basically it's like off the coast of a city. Ustalav is the region that they're in, and it's the asylum is near the city of Thrushmore, so it's on an island.
I'm gonna say, does anybody else want to have a question before I break off the last rope?
said you don't know who brought us here. Who would know that?
You'd have to, you know, I think I heard before I got brought down here that one of the inmates was trying to take control. If anybody would know why you were brought here, it would probably be him. He used to be a nice lad, but lately he's been acting stranger and stranger. And right before I got kidnapped, I heard he was trying to do things with the other inmates and with the people who worked here. His name is Ulver. I'm sorry.
A name.
Ulver. I'm sorry. That's all I know.
How do you spell that?
Ulver. Ulver.
Voice. Do it in the voice.
It's Ulver. Please, I never learned how to spell.
I can't read.
Ian, while you were gone, I asked if anybody else wanted to ask a question before I released him on the last rope. In case you have anything you want to ask.
Wasn't me. I made him my friend. That's all.
What torture did this lady do to people before you and you? What activities and what had she already done?
Other orderlies. She used to take them down here and she'd torture them. And then when they were finally dead and their screams had died down, she'd bring them around the corner.
Make him watch Peppa Pig.
If I remember, there's a furnace over there. She probably took your guy's stuff too. She keeps all my stuff in one of those sacks over there.
I go over there.
Go get my stuff. Yeah.
Inside the sacks are all of your valuable possessions. Holy symbols, like any sort of like potions or anything you might have had on you, stuff like that. But you don't find your armor or weapons.
Is my fishing net valuable?
Yes, you find your fishing net. It's actually in a locked box inside of there that says valuable fishing net inside.
Gotcha.
I had a staff with a lantern hanging off of it.
It's not here.
Was that considered a weapon or no?
It's not here.
Oh, shit.
So you just find like your spell books here, Ian. Connor, if you have any items of value.
Nothing that I list. No.
Your sword cane's here.
Oh, my sword cane is considered a valuable item?
Because it's not. They didn't think it was a weapon. They just assumed it was a cane.
Oh, okay. So my sword. Okay, so I get my sword cane.
Yep. And
So I don't have a bag. I don't have a bag with anything.
at this point, he sort of like he like unties the last rope around his leg and he stands up. And he says, "Listen, thank you so much for saving me, but I have to get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I can't stay down in the cellar any longer. I have to see if my friends are still alive."
Good luck swimming.
Thank you.
Wait, what's flooded?
Well,
They
the
said
asylum,
this is an island.
the asylum's on an island, so.
Don't get caught again. I won't be so nice next time.
If I
I'm an
catch
idiot.
you in harm's way again, I'll kill you myself.
And so with that, he runs to the east through the door, and runs through the door to the east, and opens it up, and then closes it behind him.
And we hear a shrill screech and a squish of blood as he dies.
So he disappears.
Hear the sound of wood breaking, rubble thundering down. Well, can't go that way. I'm interested in this furnace.
All right, so if you'd like, you can walk around. It's like the area is like a square like this with the cells plus like dotted around it, right? And then towards this section, towards the west, there's like a corner. And when you go around the corner, you find yourself at a furnace. A cold iron furnace hunkers in the corner of the basement. Its 4-foot square door gaping half open. Nearby sprawls a heap of gory clothes and other dubiously flammable trash.
Dubiously. Indubiously. I don't know. I guess I will look around, rolling perception checks.
All right, sounds good.
First, I will look outside the furnace. Then I will look inside the furnace.
My God, your investigation is so thorough.
And then all of a sudden, a witch called Baba Yaga approaches beneath you as you peer into the furnace and shoves you in, going,
No.
I
No,
can't be so good."
Drake, Baba Yaga is the final boss of Reign of Winter.
Also a boss in DLC on Tomb Raider.
Baba Yaga
Also,
is also
John
just
Wick.
a witch in a house that has chicken legs in Russian mythology.
All right, Connor. So what's your perceptions?
So outside
yeah,
14
yeah,
plus
yeah.
9.
So outside,
terrifying
so
combo.
so succeeding, you don't actually have to roll. You only have to roll 1 because the furnace is big enough for you to crawl into. But just looking at it from the outside, you can sort of determine what you would determine. With a successful above 20, you succeed, and you notice a couple of things in this area. First off, you notice several scorched humanoid bodies amid the ashes, easily from a half dozen bodies. So clearly, bodies have been burned here in the furnace. You also succeed with your check. You also succeed noting that there are vents leading up and out of the furnace that are actually fairly wide, like way bigger than a normal furnace. So much so that you could probably fit into it yourself if you wanted to crawl up through them. You also notice amongst the clothing on the wall there, on the ground there, you spy your armor and your other weapons. So as you're sort of digging through the trash, most of it's garbage, some of it's bloodstained, but then you happen, and you're like, oh wait, this is the armor that I wear. And as you dig a little further, you discover more and more of your weapons and such on, and weapons that you assume are the weapons of your compatriots.
Comrades, over here you will find anything you are missing by way of dealing damage and protecting yourself. As I pick up my repeating hand crossbow.
Oh, nice find.
And my
I don my armor.
leather lamellar armor.
And then
I get my things.
and then Ian or Connor, as you dig through the trash finding the stuff, could you roll another perception check, please?
14 plus 9 is...
Same thing you rolled last time. So let me just real quick look up what this actually fucking is. I actually don't know what this word means. Oh, it's an instrument. It's an instrument. A successful DC, you reveal a masterwork viol, which is essentially like a smaller violin, buried among the soiled clothes and garbage of past victims. The bow is missing, but the instrument is remarkably undamaged. And along the side of the instrument, you find a strip of parchment that has been like attached, and it bears the name Auseil, Auseil.
Amadeus.
A haunted viola.
A haunted viola. And that's that. That's the furnace with your probing eyes.
It's a Stradivarius.
But so we have our items now.
Everybody now has all of their items back.
Oh, thank God! I have my walking stick.
But Ian, you are still missing something,
Oh,
Not your walking stick.
which I think you should realize. Something has not been here this entire time. It's your nettle.
is it a personal family friend? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's your familiar. They're not here.
Oh, Lord!
They haven't been here. They weren't in the dream, and they haven't been with you this entire time.
I knew they weren't in the dream, but like I thought that was. Oh, Lord. Okay.
And as you dig through, you find the charred body. Wait, it's a plant. Never mind. You spy some herbal tea on a shelf. Oh, this tastes delicious.
I use my at-will detect magic to see if I can find any sort of direction in which I could find
Yeah, the east.
said
The east.
thing.
Behind the east door, you spot magic. But everybody has now gathered your items, and you have explored the furnace in its entirety.
All of you,
Everyone got
This is
everything?
just-
Ready to go steal a boat?
I suggest that we take a detour over here. And I nudge to the east door.
I hardly think any of us is particularly enthusiastic about climbing up the vents.
Really? Alright.
I don't believe any of us have introduced ourselves. My name is Gareth. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a brawler. Okay.
That is very nice for you.
That's the-
The rest of you who would continue east to help me locate something,
No,
if you
Who
would.
elected you in charge of our situation?
No one has. I simply need something more that is not located here, that I need in the easterly direction.
I'm gonna go out the door that the orderly left out.
Hi guys, the name's Gareth. Guys, we gotta go out the east door. All right, sounds good. I don't need to know any of you fuckers' names.
All right, well, let's go see what's out the other door. Okay, Duncan, tell us what's out the other door.
Wow, it's a very exciting thing. You guys will be so
if they
excited about
kidnap
what's
the orderly.
outside here.
We
A
all
broad chute extends diagonally through one of the cellar's half-crumbled stone walls. Beneath it lies heaped more than a dozen mutilated humanoid bodies. Nearby, a flight of rickety wooden steps climbs towards the high ceiling, an escape none of the room's current occupants seem capable of employing. The smell of rot and decay in the room is nearly overwhelming, and the buzz of flies hangs in the air. It's basically there's like a chute that there's a shit ton of bodies at the bottom of. There's a staircase, and to the north there's like a collapsed like passageway. And
Staircase it is.
you also spy an enemy. It appears to be some sort of living sentient plant. Roll initiative.
Plant, you say? That
Yep.
sounds familiar.
All right.
Ah, that's a 6.
10 total.
14.
All right,
15.
sounds good. All right,
23.
so who wants to attack this living organism that's in this other room?
I rolled a 23.
All right, go ahead, Ian. Go ahead.
Do I recognize this plant at all?
Yeah, of course. It's your familiar.
Alright, I take my dagger out of the items that I now currently hold, and I cut my arm just a little bit and hold it out.
I don't know. It waddles towards you, or it slithers, or does whatever a sentient stinging nettle would do. And it begins.
It slithers up towards my arm and tries to stop the bleed damage, attaching itself to myself.
Yes, it does so.
And then I pet it. That's a good girl, Daisy.
All right, so whoever rolled
There.
high.
Assuming you've met before.
So now basically I have it's like a thorny vine that is now like sutured itself up my right arm.
Terrific.
Well, it's
Sure.
the fungus has seemed to attach to him, so I think we got to amputate that arm.
All right, Connor. So you were next on the initiative.
I'll go get the cleaver.
Connor, you were next on the initiative
Never.
order. So what do you do?
Daisy is a beautiful creature.
Takes his sword cane and lops him off at the elbow.
Comes with me from my home planets of Namek.
Jokes on him. Sword cane only does piercing damage.
Joke's on me. Even rolling full on a D6, I'll only do 4 points of damage.
Alrighty, so yeah, you're in the cellar now. You've discovered Ian's pet, and you've seen the corpses. The stench is overwhelming in here, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's awful.
Oh
I'm
yeah, corpses.
Tired of
My bad.
sitting around in this cesspool. Up the stair. I'm going up the stairs.
Alright, let's go find a boat.
I follow
We go up the
Brilund,
stairs.
but I'm fully ready to climb up a vent if I need to.
So, by the way,
Prove it
Ian,
to yourself.
Ian, just so that you're aware, you don't actually remember your familiar. It was like an instinctual action that you took. You just know you
Oh,
walked into the room and you you kind of had like this faint recollection that sort of like compelled you to do this. But you don't actually
gotcha.
you
Like,
don't actually
I should
remember.
offer some blood,
You don't
but
remember.
not necessarily that it's my.
You don't remember meeting this creature. You don't remember what its name is. You don't remember anything about it apart from like vague recollection of how it works and that it might be yours. All right, so you
Well,
guys.
it seems aggressive, but it's a little cute. And I just kind of like, give a little scritch on whatever a vine plant scritch would be.
Okay.
All right,
That
so
doesn't seem harmful.
I think he's a little senile.
so as you guys start to walk up the landing, you're walking up the stairs and you realize at the very top of the stairs, rubble has choked the passageway. Despite their unsteady appearance, the stairs were sturdy enough to climb, but unfortunately they end here. There's no way to progress past what appears to be a metric shit ton of rubble in your way.
Okay,
We haven't seen
ventilation.
the orderly,
Drake,
have we?
You have not
What
yet.
if I were to punch it?
You have not yet seen the orderly.
I was gonna say, do we see Campre's legs sticking out from under the rubble?
Not from the rubble at the top of the stairs. No.
The other rubble, yeah.
Okay. Jaden, I guess you hit the nail on the head. Let's go climb some vents.
How the hell did he get out?
Well, there's the chute as well in this room, but if you kind of like investigate the northern passage that has also been clogged by rubble, you'll see what appears to be some freshly fallen rubble, and a foot sticking out from underneath it.
How unfortunate.
Truly, you can only assume
I
that.
don't have anything in my repertoire to deal with something like this.
I'm a psychiatrist.
So yeah.
I was
And
once
I rolled to
Right.
see the rock
powerful
motivation.
archmage. I unfortunately have
Someone
lost a
called
lot
for
of
a
my
fire
powers.
I'm gonna climb the vent.
That's me too.
All right, so everybody heads back to the furnace then, I assume. Connor, are you
Yeah.
gonna follow the rest of the group back to the furnace?
Sure.
All right. As you head back to the furnace, you walk back into the other room. Everything is as you left it, and you get to the furnace. You can begin crawling up. You just need to succeed on a very low climb check to get up through this vent.
I'll start.
Climbing is
Duncan,
super high.
I'd like to take a full round action to open up my spell book and re-prep one of my spells.
Sounds good.
I got a 16.
All right, that's a succeed. That's a success.
4 minus
21.
2 is 2.
Connor, you fail.
I got a 21. I'll haul him up.
All right. And
I
then-
as well got a 21.
all right. So the two half orcs notice that the snake is slipping down the shaft. He's like, "Help! I'm slipping!
Flipping!
Save me!" Oh,
Someone save me!
not gonna lie though, Connor. Like, Ka, just as a character, is one of the characters that I like. He's a Disney villain that he is the scariest for me. I find him so disconcerting. The Winnie the Pooh voice, like, matched with this, like, hella scary snake, just, oh man, I just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
He frightens
I
me so
might
much.
hypnotize your whole family.
All right, so Ian, roll a climb check.
Oh, I'm climbing?
Are you climbing the furnace with everybody else, or?
No. I was hanging
It's
back.
perfect. Perfect
Okay,
spell.
okay. So you're waiting for the rest. You're waiting for everybody
I
else to
was
climb.
prepping a new spell. Everyone else is doing
Gotcha,
the
gotcha.
physical shit.
Gotcha.
It's just
All right, so Ian is holding back as the rest of you successfully climb to the top of the vent, hauling up your snake friend. Connor, do you have legs or is it like a snake torso?
No, I have legs. I'm humanoid.
It's the
yeah,
the
he's
scales though.
humanoid with snake eyes,
The
slightly
scales though.
scaly skin.
The scales though. That's the scales on the bottom of your feet were what made it so that you slipped down the furnace vent, right?
Yes, most likely.
As you climb out of the vent, you find yourself in a strange sort of battlefield. The halls around you once housed the service and housekeeping parts of Stone's operation. You can tell based on the placards up on the wall, like maintenance, cafeteria on one of the other ones, or food preparation. I mean, now, however, it is in disarray. You come out in the western courtyard. Trampled flower beds lie smeared and squashed across this muddy courtyard. On all sides, stark gray walls climb toward a narrow gap of sunless sky. You can tell it's the western courtyard, again, because of a placard on the wall as you climb out of this vent. Yeah.
Interesting deco.
It's basically like you.
It seems we're in the western courtyard.
The chute sort of opens up into what was once a little shack that you assume they would dump things down into the furnace through, but the shack's walls have been broken down, so it's almost as if you're walking straight into the courtyard.
The vents for a furnace come up into some.
Yeah.
Are they using it as a sauna?
Well, the shed was where they would take. Like anytime they needed to discard something, trash or whatever, they'd bring it from the housekeeping section down.
It's not
and,
a vent; it's like an input chute.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's dual part input chute and vent. Like there was two of them. So,
Now that we're out here, I kind of want to find out more about these dream things, how they were all trapping us in some shared nightmare. But I'm guessing all of you just want to get on home.
That is correct.
I must say, I do agree. The ability to keep us all in a shared nightmare is something I myself do not find. I do not find myself capable of. However, it is quite fascinating.
I would like to find out why we were taken and possibly just defeat the person who took us, because I don't want to be taken again.
Boy, if that's not a
Okay.
Disney level motivation, I
What's
don't know what.
Ian,
I'd like to know why I was taken because
Hey,
I
Ian.
don't want to be taken. Yeah.
Ian, I can't hear you. Ian, I cannot hear you. I still cannot hear you.
I was gonna say.
I hope you haven't been saying
I was
anything
gonna say,
for a
what
little
says the
while.
plant guy?
Your mic's out, Ian. Oh.
Man, I feel like we've been having more Discord issues than usual lately.
Yeah, we don't normally have this many technical problems.
I mean, my main reason
Can
for
you hear me?
investigating this.
I can hear you now, but I can't see you.
I
Aha!
can hear you.
I'll get to the video.
I'm like a hired
There you go.
shield, and I don't want to be like in a job and all of a sudden go missing, because then I'm not keeping my honor.
So the rest of you are talking, and I'm just like, if anyone wanted to throw a rope or something.
It was just hard to hear you at the bottom of the vent, Ian. That's what we're saying.
Exactly.
Canon muting was.
I understand.
I have a rope. I can throw him a rope.
He throws you a rope.
I throw him the rope. Do I need to make a check for that?
No, it's just now Ian gets to
You
roll.
forgot to hold on to the other end.
Ian now gets to
No,
roll a climb
so
check.
so I grab the rope and I go, if anyone could pull me up, perhaps.
Tie it around your waist.
I also have a ladder. If that'd be better.
I make
think
a
it's
nut
step ladder.
check.
Aren't,
I
Double
rolled
aren't,
a
wait,
10.
aren't ladders and step ladders kind of the same thing?
I think if you expand your definition of what a ladder
Yeah,
truly
you should
means.
probably watch your cultural differences there, Duncan.
Yeah. Whoa, guys! I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was stepping on toes here with this discussion of ladders and step ladders. Sorry, Ian. I apologize, Ian.
Pretty
Well,
decisive.
I
This is
never
a
knew
rope.
a real ladder.
In order to tie it around my waist, I rolled a 10. So, do
All right.
it that way you will.
You tied it around your waist. Now, Dylan, if you could roll a strength check to pull up this decrepit, ancient,
This
hunchbacked
frail
old
old
wizard.
man.
It's okay. He only weighs 65 pounds.
I'll help.
Ooh, I only got
After my morning bird special, thank you.
What happens if I help him pull it
I
up? Does
want
he get to add
Dylan-
my strength to it?
I want Dylan to roll a 1, but still succeed on his nat strength, but just have it be more strength than necessary, so he yanks Ian's frail body ping-ponging up the shaft.
So, Dylan, what
I
did
got
you...
a
God,
6.
my lumbar.
Dylan got a 6?
Total of 6. Rolled a 2, a 4 strength.
Drake, if you want to help,
Six.
you can roll and a 6, and if you get above a 10, you add 2. But you need 10 to succeed, so somebody else is gonna have to help.
I rolled
I
a
also help.
I rolled a 19, so that gives him
I
extra
rolled
2
an
more
11.
So basically, Dylan's trying to pull up
Everybody-
this
Everybody-
wizard, and he's like, "Oh, it's so hard!" And then you two come over and you help him pull up, and all three of you are straining. You are putting your backs into it. You're like, "Argh!" as you're trying. It's taking all of your effort to pull this freaking wizard up for some reason.
Just let me know when you want me to let go of the wall of the chute.
I'm wearing the iron boots. Is that okay?
I was gonna say he actually tied himself to the wall.
Should I?
And so
Should I tell my nettle to let go of the walls now? All right, you successfully pull Ian up after way too much exertion. I don't know why it took this long, but you did it. And Ian,
Thank you all.
you arrive up in the same area that I described earlier. It's raining up here as well, particularly warm rain. Unfortunately, you can't remember what season it was when you guys were taken. So looking up at the sky and trying to gauge by how warm the rain is, there's no
I
way for you
don't
to tell.
remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
It's like I said, all of your memories are fuzzy, like everything, like your where you were born.
Gotcha.
For all we know, Gareth and I forgot how to pronounce Zach's name. Let me quick.
Artham?
Gareth and Gartham could actually be brothers, half-orc brothers, and we have no idea because everybody's memories are.
As my quick consolation, I try to just cast resistance on everyone
Again.
nearby. It only lasts for a minute, but
Well, this courtyard is very small. I mean, like this is the kind of courtyard that this isn't the main courtyard. It's just like where they bring some of the patients to be like, oh, if you want a quiet
Gotcha.
time, there's some trees here, and suddenly in the distance, thunder. But it has.
as a habit, I shake hands, I touch shoulders, resistance, 1 minute, probably won't matter for anything, but
The thunder
it
has
matters to me.
the thunder has a
The
strange
old man
wave
comes
that goes
around
through
and,
you.
like Joe Biden, gives everyone a gentle shoulder squeeze.
Just a
from behind.
just a little squeeze.
You said that there's only one opening that shows the outside, right?
So like the walls of this area are very high. There's no windows on any of the walls. Strangely, for this courtyard, they're gray walls that go very high up, and at the top is a narrow gap to the sunless sort of gray sky.
Can I jump it?
Probably not. It's about 40 feet, maybe 50 feet. And the top parts of it almost have ramparts that come out at a slope, so it'd be hard to climb up the walls as well. As far as you can tell, there are only 2 potential exits out of this courtyard. To the west is a double door that appears to lead to some sort of like hallway, perhaps, or back into the area. And to the north, you can see the remains of like a door that's been smashed on the ground as rubble has sort of collapsed in a very vertical way. Like sometimes, when like the rubble could like maybe create a path to get up, but instead it's almost like the rubble fell and was then moved in a manner to make it hard to go north. So you can see that there might have been some sort of passageway to the north previously. There's a path on the ground that leads there as well, but rubble from whatever broken wall was there now blocks your path.
How thick is the rubble?
You can go over and take a peek with a perception check if you like.
I go over and take a peek with a perception check because I like.
All right. Well,
Can I do a perception check too?
yeah, go ahead. So you roll the d20, Dylan, and it's one of your skills.
17.
Connor?
16.
So you guys go over the rubble, and as you start to sort of pick away at the rocks, you realize that the rocks on the outside of the rubble are all small rocks. But when you get in a little closer, you see that there are huge chunks of the wall, like pieces of like brick and mortar that are 5-6 feet across. So like there's little tiny pieces that you can move aside, but the core of the rubble is pretty thick, hard to move rock. You could probably move it if you guys spent hours trying to sift it away, but it would take a while and it would take all of your collective effort.
Probably punch it.
All right, go ahead. Try to Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 6 this bad boy. See how well punching a boulder actually goes.
Punch the boulder.
The boulder feels conflicted about hurting a small blind girl.
The boulder is no longer conflicted.
Another flash of thunder. And this second flash of lightning and thunder sort of makes you realize that you're not really seeing the lightning. There's like a very, very, very brief, very almost imperceptible flash. But then the thunder is so much louder as if the lightning is striking close to you. It's odd. It's like if the thunder was striking so close, if the thunder was so loud, you should be able to see the lightning. But unfortunately, you do not.
You should get out of here.
I'm going to proceed towards the double doors.
Walking to the west.
I follow.
Don't cough to death, please. What's up?
It's too late.
What's up, Drake?
I said I follow.
All right. As you go through the door, as you go through the double door, the doors creak open slowly. Broken lanterns and several battered doors line this cold, rubble-strewn hall. To the south, a pair of swinging doors lies shattered upon a 4-foot-high heap of wrecked furniture, clogging a broad doorframe. So this is essentially just a long passage that heads north and south. The southmost passageway, you can see where there were once doors, has been clogged by furniture and broken wood. There are several doors, 2 to the east, 1 to the west, and as you go northward, the rubble starts to choke up the area, but you can make out 2 more doors to the northern portion if you so choose to go that direction. So at this point, I can try to... Dylan is concerned about the thickness. Forgot about
Always am.
I can try to send you guys a map that kind of gives you a look, because I realize as I'm describing this that this area that we're in right now is a little hard to understand without a visual representation. So let me pull up this picture. Sorry, I didn't think I'd have to do this, but I think it's come to this point at this point. So
there's doors to the north and the east that are available, and the south one is blocked by furniture, and then there's the west one that we just came from.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Right?
Let me. I'm quickly erasing a map so that I can keep quickly erasing a map for you guys. Erasing the bits of the map that you shouldn't see.
Arigato.
Arigato, arigato no daimasu. All right, so save, export PNG, boom, save. All right, so here is the asylum area that is like explorable to you right now. If you look at it, you can see you came from that little black square on the right. If that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? I sent it in the roundtable chat, by the way.
So we came from B1.
You came from B1. That is the courtyard that you guys just started in. And what you... So that is the little...
2 doors north, which are B10, and then back down is B4.
So the B4 is where that area has been choked by the rubble, right? Then there's these doors up here, and the corridor continues northward past B12, but I didn't want to put that in there because there's a whole area up there as well. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I actually have to use the bathroom though, so if you guys want to discuss where you want to go, I'm gonna use the bathroom and come back.
Oh, gang, we should probably spread out.
B12, you said?
B12. I think
Like B2, B4.
Mm.
so. We
Well, the
came from,
rubble-
but yeah. Okay.
You want to go and check out B3 first? The rubble seems like they want to keep people out. We want to go towards where they're keeping people out. Go towards the south.
Well, Duncan said furniture, which
Right.
makes me think of Les Miserables. So I'm wondering if it's like, does it look man-made? Does it look like people have intentionally piled it up? And does it look like, what side of it are we on exactly?
Well, that's what Duncan said with the original rubble that was heading north that we passed because they had like 6-foot blocks, is that it looks like people moved it to create a blockade. So
Well,
we're
it's worth a...
in my head, it's either blocking people from leaving, like it's an exit that they don't want people to use, or it's like a bunch of people who are trapped inside and they're creating a blockade to protect themselves.
I sense the blockade's motive.
Do we have any theories on why they're blocking it? Wendigos, maybe?
At the end of the day, it's kind of a...
I'm gonna use my fly skill,
At the end of the day, you're another day older.
and I'm just gonna fly out and leave all of you behind.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I can do my climb skill. Get up there.
Mhm.
I really don't know what the next step that we should be doing is. I mean, there's always the part. Let's metagame and go exactly where Duncan erased things.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I mean, is the area up the hallway passable?
You can try. I can punch it.
I can help punch it, and I'm sure Zach can also help punch it.
Yeah. I can slice it now. I got
I
my
mean,
great
there's
sword.
so much. I mean, it looks like, I mean, not that I can barely read this because I need to be able to zoom in on it, so I have to open up another tab. Try to read. But that all looks like rubble to the north. That may be
It
a
is all
path.
rebel to the north.
To the south barricade. I guess I would want to check that out if it's them trying to keep us out. then great, we're going where they don't want us. That sounds like a good plan. If it is people trying to protect themselves, they might know more about what's going on.
Which would be useful.
Especially since we don't know anything.
Hey, Connor.
Precisely. What?
Hey, Connor.
What?
I saw earlier that on your screen you had the stream up.
Uh-huh.
Do you like that guy on the right? With the black glasses?
Yes, I do.
He's pretty cool. He's not really in this adventure very much. He's like one of the guys who's like to tie it into the like full campaign. But his name is
Well, with a fur collar and a goatee like that, he has to be that guy.
He's Hasserton Lowells the Fourth, and he is
A bad dude because he's of the fourth.
he's basically just Cornelius to Schnelling.
Well,
All right. Anyways, so what did you guys decide?
he ain't got shit on Cornelius could kick his.
We decided that we want to look at the barricade in the south and decide whether or not that was man-made and like kind of discern what the intention of it was.
Sounds good.
Is it to keep people from moving? Like, is it more of a protection or is it more of a blockage?
Sounds good to me. So we
Did
had.
they build the barricade? Will you join in our crusade?
Will you join in our crusade? All right. So as you head down south, pass by several doors along the way, but you don't hear anything.
We go down south.
A 3-foot-high barricade of broken furniture and fallen masonry fills a wide, empty doorframe, blocking off
I
the.
sent the totem.
What'd you roll?
12 plus 6 is 18.
You have a pretty decent idea that, based on the way that this furniture and doors are stacked, it's highly unlikely that this happened naturally. Rolling a sense motive as a joke, forgetting that sense motive can also apply to this. Don't test me, bro.
I was trying to sense the motive of inanimate objects, but I guess it worked.
It did work. It's the motive of why it was placed here. Anyways, blocking off the northern portion of this broad hall, lanterns flicker upon the walls, casting shadows upon several closed doors and beyond the ramshackle barricade. So you can kind of like see above it. It's only 3 feet high. Like it's not like it's like blocking the entire doorway. It's just kind of like there to prevent anyone from going through.
3 feet high is only like.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know to keep a dog back.
Yeah, it's meant to be like you would assume based on your sense motive that if they really wanted to stop people from coming here altogether, they have enough stuff along the walls. There's junk piled along the walls as well that they could have filled up this entire door. So the 3 foot high was an intentional decision, probably for visibility or maybe to allow people to come through. You can't tell, but very intentional. But anyways, you've now investigated the barricade. What next?
So we can go through then, right?
Yeah, you could probably walk over it. You might have to lift Jaden up like a little child, but
I'm gonna go through.
all right.
It was made by people who were thinking.
The half-orc steps over the barricade.
Giant bear trap snaps my leg off.
From around the corner, as you sort of climb over it, around the corner, you hear a shout. Whoa, whoa there, we got more here. And from rounding the corner to the south, I need to take a look at, so like if you look at where this map goes, just below that barricade, it bends to the right. And 2 people come from around that corner, and they train crossbows on you, and they shout, hold back, and they shout behind them, come on, we got more here, and they start to slowly walk towards the group.
Leone, Reno.
So, if everybody could roll initiative real quick.
Oh boy. 10.
10
9.
for Zach. All right, the guards.
Nat 1, so I go last.
Connor is climbing over the barricade as these guys are on the corner, and he sort of trips forward and like falls on his face, and kind of it'll take you a round to get back up.
16.
This sucks.
This sucks so much. You should put S's at the beginning of words that don't normally have an S there, just to have more S sounds. Like that is
so,
no good.
So much.
You're an idiot.
Thank you so
Ian, are you
much.
talking?
Ian, what did you roll for initiative?
I'm just checking. I think we lost Ian.
Oh, I'm here. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
19 for initiative.
Your text was going like you were speaking, but I couldn't hear you.
Alrighty, and then what did Drake get? I didn't hear you.
9.
9. All right, so the guards actually move first. They're dressed in like the garb of like asylum like personnel security guards. Like think modern day, but a little bit more fantasy-esque. Like it's like a gray shirts, gray pants. They've got a belt, you know, and then the shirt has like pockets with various items you can see on their belt. They have like a handcuff potentially. And they train their crossbows at you, and they're like, drop your weapons, get on the ground, take no further action. This is a police raid, get down. But
Executing a no-knock warrant.
they
He
take
just woke up here.
they take 5 steps forward, and then they stop. They don't attack you. So next in the initiative order would be you, Ian.
These are not the questers you're looking for.
It's like, do I want to mess up a do I want to mess up a poor platoon of guards, or do I want to just
Yes.
Yes.
all right, cool. I
Or not. Maybe don't.
use my arcane reservoir. I look at the closest man in front of me. All right, roll fortitude check, Duncan.
All right, will do. 15.
$15 total.
Yes, 15 total. No, he rolled a 50. He has a plus 15 modifier to fortitude.
What?
No, it's a 15 total.
All right. So 2, 3. 10 points of cold damage and a little fortitude save.
Right, his fortitude save, he gets a 10.
Alright, so he takes 10 points of cold damage and he is staggered for 1 round.
All right, so he like it's like you freeze him in ice basically. He's like ah, and he has to like break his legs from like being frozen to the ground.
Like what Katara does in episode 1.
All right, the other guard kind of like reacts in shock. He's like, oh shit. But it is not their turn. It is now the turn of Dylan. You are in the lead of this group of merry people who woke up in the middle of a basement completely with amnesia. The merry group.
want to intimidate them to drop their weapons.
Sounds good.
Drop your weapons on the ground.
Sounds good. Do it with you get a +2 bonus for Ian having just frozen that guy for a lot of damage.
So it's 23, and then what was the bonus? +2?
+2 because Ian just hit that guy for a lot of damage.
25. I feel like they're intimidated.
So basically, so you can't like get somebody to give up in the middle of a battle, right? That's not quite how Pathfinder works. However, you can do what's called you can make them shaken, which just basically means that they've been frightened, and you definitely made these guys very frightened. So they take a -2 on attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. So it's a pretty big debuff. Intimidate is actually really strong in Pathfinder, so you successfully intimidate these guys. They're not going to drop their weapons, but they each take like a step back, like, oh god, it's a freaking half-orc. Oh,
That's frozen.
the one that's frozen, he's staggered, which means that he's not. He can only take one action a round, so he's basically just like struggling against the bitter chill that's now happened to him. All right, so the next person is Zach, Mr. Half-Orc.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to attack them, but I guess following in that intimidating vein, I just woke up from a pretty bad nap, and I want to know what's going on here. I look at them for an answer. Hey, are they gonna talk?
I don't know exactly how talking would work in this situation, but I guess if you give your round basically to asking a response from them, one of the guys kind of goes like he kind of like drops his crossbow a little bit. The guy who hasn't been hit with the cold damage, and he's like, wait, so you're not one of them? And then the other guy who got frozen is like, did you just see what that guy fired off? Of course he's one of them. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them get on your nerves. The other guy kind of like...
What's them?
The other guy kind of goes like, I'm not going to let you trick me, cultist. And he points his crossbow back at you. And I'm going to say that's probably the end of your turn. Having that little miniature discussion. Oh, it's a free action. I thought it took up time because it technically takes up time. Well, actually, that's fair. If it's a free action, according to Emily, if you want to roll diplomacy, go ahead.
Okay.
These guys
I
are
don't have
scared.
anything in it.
These guys are scared of you.
But...
They have been frozen. They are in a right state.
Well, I only rolled a 6. Well, 5 + 1, 6 if that's diplomacy, or a 12 if that's further intimidation. Yeah, I was pretty curt in my response, just like, I just woke up from a bad nap, looking for an answer. Anyone wanna say what's going on?
So I'm gonna say so everything I described is what happened there. So then we go on to Drake next. Drake, what do you do?
With Pathfinder, if I'm not proficient with the skill, I pretty much can't use it, right?
No, you can use it. You can use any skill.
You still get your whatever ability it lists. So like, if you do a climb, you still get your strength even if you don't train in it. Or
What would I get if I'm trained in it?
well, then you would have put ranks into it. You would have had more modifier, but like all the knowledges you can still use, and you still get your int bonus. Or yeah.
Got it. I am again. To me, I don't want to be attacking them right now because they seem to be more about needing some answers. So I'm going to roll intimidation, and I'm going to.
All right, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
18 plus 3 is 21. And I say something like, "We were locked in the basement and we're about to be tortured. What's happening here?
I'm gonna say that you're not as intimidating as you think you are.
Okay.
Because you are a little halfling. I'm not gonna give you a negative for that. Just want you to remember that what you're doing now is you're looking up at them and you're like, I want you to listen here, guys. We just woke up in a basement and it was really scary, and I just don't want you to be so mean. Basically what's happening here. And the guards, I don't know if this is exactly how Pathfinder works, but just for the sake of it, I think like you've got two people intimidating them, and Zach basically intimidated them. He tried to be diplomatic, but he really just kind of intimidated them a little bit more. So I'm going to say that you essentially, with that success, frighten these guys. So they've gone from shaken to frightened, and one of them is even fucking staggered. Like, all of this, all at once, these guys came around the corner, and they just are like, what the fuck's going on here? Hitting them with frost spells. These guys are, like, scared to all hell. And so the guy who has been frozen just hightails it back around the corner. The other guy, frightened as he may be, holds his ground and levels his crossbow at the party. And he's like, okay, all right. Okay, guys, just leave me alone. Just don't hurt me. Connor, it is now your turn.
Which I must use to get up off the ground.
No, I was just kidding. You actually get a turn.
Oh.
Nat ones and initiative don't count. They don't actually work like that.
I cast sleep.
Sounds good. These guys have low
I
will,
sleep
so it should be easy. I don't know how it works. How does sleep hexes work?
It's I use my minor action to establish my hypnotic Wi-Fi, and then I sleep is a hex. So he makes a save, but I don't roll.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I guess Connor. I guess that attack from no, Connor's still here. Who did I lose? Fuck.
Fred.
Fucking
Fred.
No, Fred. Fred, come back.
So it does look like, and I could be wrong, but is Ian frozen right now?
No, he's not frozen.
He's very subtly moving.
Oh,
There we go.
I think he's asleep though.
Thanks, Fred Boat. He's not asleep. All right. So basically,
He hasn't picked his head up.
basically, the guy rolls his will save, and
He's
he
asleep.
he hugely fails. 4 will. You successfully put this guy to sleep.
Great. So that frees us to go around the corner. Told you he was asleep.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. I was gonna wrap it up right here at this encounter anyways, and if Ian is tired, then we can wrap it up right now. It's all good. We've been playing for about 3 hours, which is about how long I wanted to play anyways. We can wrap up this encounter the next time we play, if we do play. Who knows? But I'm gonna stop this.
If we can get 5 views on this video, we'll continue.
If we can get 2 likes on this video, guys.
We have a very low threshold.
Oh, damn it, Connor, you cast your sleep spell on the wrong person.
Oh,
Right? I'm sorry. Oh man, who knows?
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We got 3 hours out of this. This is about when we were gonna wrap up, anyways. We'll discuss if we're gonna continue this in the future. Perhaps, potentially not. Who knows? Maybe the next time we play it's Call of Cthulhu, and then we go back to this later. We'll figure it out. But I'd like to thank my 5 friends for being here today. Our 6th was unable to make it because it's Valentine's Day, and I totally forgot. I might have planned this a little bit better so it wasn't on Valentine's Day. Luckily, I think 5 of us are single. So
I'm single.
Zach's engaged, so I'm not gonna say that being single or in a relationship has any bearing on one's availability.
Based on everything Zach's
We watched Hercules a couple days ago. That's our thing.
basically from what I'm gathering, Zach's Valentine's present to Lara will just be playing more of the Phoenix Wright games. Because, God, she seems like she is intent on getting you guys to play all of them.
Oh yeah. Well, also her laptop's been out of commission for like 2 weeks, so she's just like bored out of her mind. It comes back tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, she's so... Oh,
Hopefully.
look at Dylan's kitty. She's so precious. I mean,
That is a
listen,
giant cat.
listen, Nello was also here, and she's also precious. So let's not... We're not discriminating here, but
Let's-
just so that we're aware.
Thank you. My cat
Very
deserves
good.
love.
But this,
My
Well,
dog,
I think this is the first time we've seen Dylan's cat on stream, so you know, got to bring that up.
This is the first time we've seen Dylan on stream.
Aw.
Hey,
my
Dylan.
dog's
That's,
pretty cute.
that's not wrong.
Hey, no,
And my
Dylan's been
cat-
around.
Pretty cute.
But
Both
yeah,
of them have been on stream.
thank you for my friends for joining us tonight. I enjoy playing games with you guys, whether it's on stream or off stream. So